automatically a bunch of guys were just like, nah, I ain't messing with Rick Ross.
They said it. So many people were saying it at the time.
And you're one of them?
Yeah.
Nah, so did it change you? Did it change your opinion at all? Or are you still like, nah? You still like Rick Ross?
I did.
Not anymore?
I do. He's just corny now to me.
He jumped back though, because his songs are nice. His songs are nice. And then again, the book where he clarified how he messed up in that move, it made me respect him a little bit more. Where he's like, I should have just came out and said I was a correctional officer. But he's like, a lot of people back in the day will be correctional officers, but they're just working an angle to be in the system and to have better connects. And I even remember Lil Kim saying
and
something.
He said he was suggesting that that's what he did?
Yeah, he's saying, well, he didn't
I
say
think
that.
that's the only thing he could say.
True.
To try to
Because
like.
if he was just like, yeah, I did it, so what?
Right. You have to come up with some sort of angle.
Yeah, fair.
Whether it's true or not.
Well,
to try to get your cred back.
Let it be known I'm a technical director.
You're stupid. You're so stupid.
Only going up this year.
Oh, I know, but what a better way to start an episode. Oh, man. Happy to be here, guys. Behind the scenes, we got Nat.
Zealous.
Authentic pictures. Keep him booked.
Keep him busy.
I go by the name of Bun. You can find me on Instagram at Wha'SUP Bun.
Only going up this year.
That voice right there is the homie Lazy Jaw. He and I go way back. Over here to my left. Pree. I don't know how we did this today, but when I heard the door open, I look back. I'm like, yo, what am I seeing right now?
Yeah, this is like messed up. Like that's that big of a coincidence. That's wild to me.
Even the color too.
And it's not, it's not like colors that are normal.
Yeah,
together.
Well, even like the fact that it's jackets, like,
bro,
it's crazy. Good for you guys.
Birthday month, maybe that's what it is, yo.
Only going up this year.
Big Gemini energy.
All day, baby.
Only going up this year.
Shout out the boy.
Face, Mom.
Shout out Face.
He ain't with us this week, but he'll be here soon.
Yeah.
Spoke to him earlier. He had an interesting take with the whole Drake Kendrick stuff, but we'll get into that. Because lastly, over here to my right, we got SB the student.
Now let's get it all in perspective.
Yo, you forgot to shout out your Instagram, bro. Book clubs, all of that stuff. Nah, none of that.
Now we can do it. SB the student on IG. As far as the book club's concerned, hit me up in the DMs and we can figure that whole thing out. We got onto a new book. You'll like the book that we're on right now.
Yeah, eh? Who, me?
Yeah.
Why not her too?
Yeah, her too. She'd like it too. She would like it too.
So we'll get to some of that later?
If you want.
Yo, don't forget.
I won't forget.
Only going up this year.
If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time here, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, because that means you were here last week or the week before that and possibly 3 weeks before that. But be sure to hit us in the comments. And like I said, take 5 seconds now, hit the like, and subscribe.
Yo, do it.
Only going up this year.
Please. Comment, share.
Big up everybody who has so far.
Subscribe.
Actually, you know what? Big up the homie Brandon Rowe. He's a City TV reporter / anchor. He was telling me the other day how he was going to Afro's Pizza. Remember that pizza spot that Keith Lee had checked out?
Yo,
and then I mentioned it on here.
It's funny because I was talking to someone about it too, and I had all this information on it because of that. So I'm about to go hit it up too.
Because I had suggested the ones for him to try, and he's like, "Oh, I already know."
Yeah,
I actually listened and watched the podcast. So if you haven't hit the like, subscribe, and notification already,
only going up this year.
When I go there,
please do.
When I go there, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm here because of Bun from SUP. I don't know who Keith Lee is.
Hey, I actually
like and subscribe.
I've got another review this week for anybody who wants to know.
Yeah.
We can get into some of that after, unless you guys want me to go first. How my week went, because
let's hear it.
I guess that was the highlight for me.
Let's hear it.
So there's a whole story attached to it now, and I think you guys might appreciate it. So I'm talking to one of the homies the other day. Shout out First King Clothing.
Only going up this year.
And he had introduced this wing spot to me called 60 Wings. Ever heard of it?
Where is it?
There's a few locations.
Okay.
The one that I went to though is in Caledon. That's the one he said he went to. So I was like, I wanted to go to that one, I guess, just so that I know I'm assured this is gonna be the spot, because it was referred to him by one of his brethren too, right?
So you're trying to make sure it's the same experience, same spot, same
Basically,
recipe,
yeah.
same guy in the kitchen.
Yeah, one of those ones.
Yeah, I hear you.
However,
No sunrise.
nah, no sunrise, bro.
Ugh.
Sunrise is like,
Ugh.
yeah.
Ugh.
Them man, they,
Play that button. Play that button.
Yeah, like you.
Play that button.
They ain't doing it these days, bro.
Holy smokes.
But so I go over there now, right? And I go in there and order a vegan burger, because they have like
Oh goddamn
vegan
time
option.
you got something vegan for being
Come
a
on,
vegan.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
As I order, I look down on the ground. What do you think I find?
Dime?
One of those ones. So it's like the omens. I was supposed to be here. So
Only going up this year.
big up 60 Wings. And it's the number 6 IXTY Wings. I went on their Instagram, saw a couple of reviews, so they're I guess people are taking notice of them. Got a few locations, mostly in Brampton, but there's like a bunch of them that are supposed to be popping up all over the place. I think I saw one in Keswick. A spot I'll definitely visit again. I got the veggie burger or the vegan burger with these loaded fries, so it had ranch dressing and stuff all over it. It was kind of a lot still, because I don't really mess with the dairy too tough either these days. But it was all right.
You're not supposed to. You're vegan.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, let me get the dressing, even though I'm getting a veggie burger.
Did the guy that recommended to you, he's vegan too?
No.
Oh.
But while I was there, I met these guys, and they're all like, yo, bro, you got to eat the wings. Like, maybe next time. But they are regulars.
Nah,
like
the
twice a
wing
week,
spot,
them man, they said they're going there to get wings.
There's a spot called the Wing Spot,
Yeah?
and it's like it's downtown. It's on Queen West.
You got the address now?
Only going up this year.
Queen West?
It's like Queen and I want to say it's close to Queen and Bathurst.
You know,
That's all I gotta say.
should do a
I don't
challenge
even
one
have
of
to
these
say.
days.
That spot is really fire. Really, really, really fire. It's
should
called
put
the Wing
together-
Spot.
The
We're gonna
wing
keep
spot?
talking about wings.
hmm
What?
There's a wing spot in Vaughan. Man, I gotta remember the location. I think it's Weston and 7.
Okay.
And so you know when you go to like, do you guys like spicy food?
Yeah.
Do you, like when you go to a wing spot, I want to get their extreme spicy,
Nah,
the hottest ones.
So I've done that. I did that.
No, it's not All Stars.
I
It might be. I don't know. It's only one location. It's not like franchised out or anything like that. But so I go to them. Yo, give me your hottest one, and they got some crazy name on it. And I'm thinking it's gonna be like anything else, where yeah, whatever. All right, it's good. And yo, 2 of them, and that was my night. I couldn't finish the pound because it's so spicy.
But was it spicy but flavorful, or spicy just too hot to eat?
Just too hot to eat.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm like, this can't happen. I'm sweating.
Not the sweat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's never happened to me in my life before. But I don't think anyone could finish it. And the guy asked me a couple times, like, are you sure? And I'm just like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to drink milk. The guy
That's what you're supposed to do.
The
You
guy
gotta
gave me
drink
milk
milk.
after.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, this is messed. Yeah. That's my wing story.
So you feel like a pussy, huh?
Yeah, I did. I even said it. No, I was there with the girl at the time too. I'm just like you know, like paper towel, like you want to try it? Nah, I'm good. Yeah,
That
it's one of
stuff's
those.
not for me, yo.
Yeah, it was
I'll
rough.
take somebody heat, but I don't like it that much.
I just wanted to experience it. That's never happened to me before.
Nah, yo, I'm
Yeah.
good, yo.
But that's one spot where, yo, it's the real deal.
I feel like those spot, like even the spot I was talking about too, it has like over 60 flavors or something crazy. And yeah, my boyfriend got like the hottest thing, and I was like, "You hate your stomach, like you just
Basically,
hate
yeah,
your life."
Yeah.
But they have really good loaded fries too and stuff like that. Anyways, it's 841 Queen Street West. Check it out.
841 Queen Street West.
Yeah.
Only going up this year.
For all our Torontonians that are listening, tuned into this SUP gang stuff that we got going on over here. Same old
I'm just
shit.
tired, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So working a lot,
Right.
running a business a lot.
Yo, that part.
That's a lot.
Yo.
Anyways, www.bodyammo.ca. Check it out.
Only going up this year.
Yeah, yo.
That energy.
exactly.
Check it out.
Them ones.
Check it out
Oh man.
immediately.
SB, what's up, yo?
Yo,
Nothing no highlights from the week, none stands
like
out, no
the
kids,
Canelo
nothing?
fight obviously happened.
The Canelo
UFC
fight.
300 obviously happened. And then I went through the Tom Brady roast. Like it was more of like a just have my time with the kids and just, my alone time. So we'll get into that, I guess, a little later on. But nothing outside of those conversations that stood out. And I guess the whole
entire beef.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. Yeah,
I'm like, I feel like everybody's just so caught up with all of that. Like, it's just,
yeah.
There's a war going on in my home.
in your home?
War.
Uh-oh.
She means Toronto, no?
No. Yeah, like,
No.
so hold on. Your team Drake.
War.
Your team Drake.
Yeah.
And he's
Holy
Kendrick?
No, like, not just he, like, Kendrick's his favorite
We're talking about your
rapper.
boyfriend.
His favorite rapper.
Oh, it's caught up.
Ever. So.
It's always, so Kendrick's always
Been, like, before this.
Wow, I didn't know that.
No, you don't understand. Like, yesterday,
that's a very...
like, I get, like, it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and I'm hearing just like, what is it? Not Like Us? Blasting.
Wow.
Like, walk in the house blasting it, like, just to piss me off.
But is he like busting a crip walk with it too?
Yes.
Or?
Yes. Yes.
That's funny. That's funny.
Anyways.
That's all that's
Yeah.
been on my freaking IG or TikTok or anything.
So
You
what's
just
the
see everyone
argument
going
been like
crazy.
then?
I can't even have an argument. I can't
So are you
even
guys
have a
clashing
conversation.
though? Like at no point were you able to
like okay, like when
because you had to get a chance to bump the Family Matters.
no, first of all, like we were bumping like push-ups heavy.
Yeah.
Like I was like scream singing that.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like Family Matters, there was no time to give it its like flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
There was
Valid.
just no
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like I was still dissecting it.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
Well, before
And
that,
then
the
that's
in
like-
between, outside of whether the content's real or not, right? That flow to that beat, that conversation, that's what had us in the chats. That was one of the most sinister.
But isn't that what we kind of like
Flows.
alluded to in that episode? We're like, yo, he's gonna speak to Drake from different perspectives somehow, and that's what he tied in.
We called that. Not only did we call that, but even the Heart Part 6, we called that too.
Exactly.
The title.
I literally said the mom, the son, the dad.
We need more credit for that, by the way. The fact that we've been just calling all this stuff out. There's someone watching this that's like, yo, Drake, do this. You know? We got a mole in here too.
Feeding information somewhere.
But yo, that was crazy. Until like he started responding saying, oh, it's fake. Can someone please find my daughter? Can someone please send my daughter to me?
Yeah.
Up until he said that, I'm like, yo, how did you just get caught in the same thing again? How did this just happen again to you? I was just so angry for a minute. But whoa, that was just, that was dirty, bro. It's like he's speaking to his soul. Like it was just like if you were to see a video
like,
today, it'd be like Drake
and
sitting
I
here and there's just
can't-
voices
Yeah.
here and here. He's just lost in thought. Like it was,
Like
I'm still on that, to be honest.
no,
with you.
and I can't not like give respect where respect's due. Like I have to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it didn't. There was no time to
Yeah.
relish
I agree.
Yeah.
in Family Matters. Like there was no
Yeah.
time. Like
Oh, yeah.
I
And
lost
Family
my
Matters
mind
was good, man. Like
on
Family Matters was good.
on how the visual started.
Yeah.
Like I
We
screamed.
caught that in the chat.
I
Yeah.
scared my dog.
Yeah.
She jumped. She did a bit of a backflip. I think I
Yeah.
stepped on her by accident.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Like I was all types.
What's her name
Yeah.
again?
Lucy.
Goddamn, Lucy. You just
Yeah. And I'm just like, holy smokes. Like all of it. And there were so many like innuendos that like I didn't
Yeah.
catch.
He went to work.
Exactly.
He went to work.
Exactly.
I didn't even watch the video until you brought it up. By the
Yeah.
way, before
Oh.
that, I was just
No, there
listening
were
to it,
so many in
And
there.
I'm
yeah,
like at one point,
and then it was too late because
Exactly.
I know,
Just
but
got
that's the
washed.
thing. Like I found out about the ring he was holding
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No,
after,
no, I
like,
knew that.
after like the other two drops. Like I
Yeah.
didn't, and I was like, this man's just standing here. And then I'm like, who's this guy he's talking to? Like in the bush.
Oh, the white guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I found that out today.
I didn't
And I'm
find
like-
out who that was.
It's the leader of the Hells Angels for like Canada chapter
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh, so that's why he says, "Yo, my real peeps in Montreal
Like
stand up."
something.
Okay. I didn't know that until you just brought it up right now.
Okay, but I'm like,
Damn.
Not the
I'm
Hell's
like,
Angels.
yeah, but I'm like, what? But there's so much
Shout out to
other
Hell's
stuff that
Like and subscribe.
that Kendrick dropped
Yeah.
that I'm like, there's no like you can't pay homage to this. Like how? There's no time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was very strategic of Kendrick, and I think that was
For
really
sure.
dope
Exactly.
of Kendrick.
Exactly.
And I think the way he
Yep.
went about it, and then like because of the way he ran with it, with like his visuals for what was it, Euphoria? What
that
song
was
was
a
that?
616.
Is that 616? That's
Yeah.
the one they took down.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Right? And then everyone's like, oh, they're dissecting this and this and this and this.
Mhm.
And then whatever, he dropped those two, and then Drake dropped what, Heart Part 6.
Mhm.
And then he took all that down. So then it's like, what are you doing? And then he was like, okay, well, I fed you everything and you ran with it. How come no one's talking about that? Like everyone's disputing.
Because
That
he
he had
put
a
out the
daughter.
banger. He put out the banger,
So
and it
first
just
of all, that like I can't even like I don't want to dance to it, but like my ass moves on its own.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I try not to,
Yeah.
and it's just like it starts. Like this starts, and then I'm like, holy smokes.
you and all of Cali.
yeah,
Not
like,
the
I can't.
mustard,
Yeah,
dude.
like,
Like,
bro, I can't.
yo,
man.
you can't be digging up mustard like that out here, man. Like,
Holy smokes.
it's rough.
But there's so much. Like I heard this guy like break down Family Matters when he starts off with like Who Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not.
Nah,
Who
not the
Kid.
Family Matters. That's the other one.
What? Yeah, whatever. There's so many
Push-ups.
Yeah,
That's push-ups.
So it's like, but
What
it's
are we
not a
at,
Who
like
Kid.
8 or 10 tracks right now?
I can't.
I think
even-
it's 4
lost
and 4,
count,
it's
yo.
8.
I lost count.
I think it's
I
8.
almost feel like it's 5 and 5, but whatever, it might be.
It could be.
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He dropped 2,
But,
the AR, then he dropped that
Like Tailor Made, and then
2, and then
1.
no, I think it's 4. I think it's 8.
I think it's yeah.
That's
Please
still
forgive
insane
us.
though.
Please forgive us. We're not as young as the youngins out here. We're able to keep up with all of these things. But
It's hard to keep
yo,
up.
I trust me. Yo, that many tracks in what 3 days?
It's a bit of overload.
Exactly.
It's like sugar overload.
So they're
Exactly.
saying that he said Who Kid, like
The Who Kid bar. I'm telling you, that was my favorite part.
but
of the
it's
entire
not
thing.
that it was like a Who Kid like sample beat or anything like that. Who Kid is alluding to whose child. Did you know that?
Wait, what?
So he says Who Kid.
Yeah,
right?
Drake does.
Yeah,
that's a Drake drop from like, or
Right.
sorry, a Who Kid drop from back in the day.
but he's saying that they put it there because Drake is alluding that Kendrick's son isn't his son.
Oh,
It's like an entendre. It's like a double. Yeah, I didn't even know that. But it's like how?
No, but how do we know that? Like, I mean, like,
No, we don't. But I'm saying you can't even go to dissecting those things.
So they're being
Yeah.
direct,
Because of
and they got
all-
subs within their
right,
directness.
but because of
That's pretty
all
dope.
of Kendrick drop, like you cannot. You know what I mean? So it's just hard for.
What-
It's hard for.
That's your favorite part?
dude,
There's
I'm telling you
so
that
many.
Who. Yo, that when I heard that Who Kid, I promise you, like that touched my heart, bro. I'm like, yo, I rate Drake for that shit, bro.
Yo, my
I
favorite
rated that Who Kid right there.
my
bro.
favorite part is what Jules Santana said.
What?
This N-word's put in telling a bedtime story to Drake's son.
Yeah, that part. They're addressing
Yo,
him.
I died laughing at that whole thing. That was funny. And then he goes out and says Rick Ross's "This was the best." I don't know
I
about
was
that.
waiting for Dipset. Dipset was gonna ride for Drake though.
Yeah, I
And
guess
I
so.
saw that one coming.
I
Dipset was
guess
gonna
so.
ride for Drake no matter what.
Yo, just to bring this up real quick though, did you guys see that little fight that Jim Jones had at the airport
I
against
saw
a
quick
senior
witted.
citizen? This guy body
did
slammed a
see
senior
that.
citizen
Only going
and
down
then,
this
like
year.
on a
Yo,
escalator.
Jim is
Crazy.
sick, bro.
It's crazy.
Yo,
This guy needs a
Jim is
WWE
sick. I'm
contract.
telling you, yo. On the
Escalator
escalator.
match.
He stays standing on business.
Yo.
He stays-
Two
like,
against
he
one.
stays
Two
standing
against one. The man's like 5, like
Nah,
he's
yo,
at least
nah,
like 63
nah. We
years
gotta
old.
pull
Nah,
that.
he's
We,
crazy.
We
That
gotta
was-
insert
that
that
was bad,
one,
bro.
bro.
He's
We gotta
crazy.
insert that one.
Yeah,
I saw it for it because I heard about it first, and I was like, "Yo, what are these guys talking about?"
man.
But knowing Jim, I'm like, "Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised."
Have
And then
Cam and them
two twos, I
talked
saw
about it yet? I want to know what they
I
say
don't
about
even
that. I
know.
want to hear Cam and Mace on that. Oh,
I haven't
man.
caught
But
it.
yeah,
I
if they
haven't
dropped
caught
it on
Cam
there,
Mace lately.
I know
you
me
but-
either.
That was crazy.
But they'll definitely. I feel like they'll pull it up and they'll dissect it.
Yo.
Yo, straight out of WWE. That
Nah,
was
you
nuts.
found it already. You found it? Damn, yo, I saw it. And
But like it did look like WWE too, because after when they're going at it, the guy from the back when he's hitting Jim Jones in the back of the head, it looked like it was fake. Like it was almost like they were making a video of it. You know
Do you
what I
have
mean?
any idea what it was over?
No idea. No idea.
Damn, yo.
No idea. It doesn't even matter at this point.
It's right here. Look, Knott's got it.
No, this is insane.
Yo, watch how he picks him up.
But why though?
Look how old he is. Like from this angle, just look at how old he is.
Why are you doing that?
Boom. Oh man! And the other guy's screaming. That other guy's just a bystander. That got his leg clipped.
Yo, this is
You gotta give the old guy credit. Like he's fighting back happy in there. And then look at that. That looks fake. That looks, get off my dad.
Nah,
Get off my grandpa.
Nah.
No, but that
Oh,
guy's
wait, I'm on
really
camera.
old. That guy's really old. Like,
Yeah, what do you
why,
do if
though?
you're there?
That's a
What do you do if you're
Gulfstream
there?
punch. Oh, but it was Jim,
Jim,
laughing at the end?
no.
And I'd be like, Jim, tag me in. Tag me in.
Jimmy.
Oh man, I'm jumping in for Dipset.
Holy.
Oh man,
That is
I'd have
just,
to clothesline those guys or
I
something.
don't even know. At your big age, like, what are you really doing?
Exactly.
Sir? Like, stop. Come on.
The airport, man.
Yo, everyone's losing their mind right now.
Yeah, but like,
This is just like a taste of what's going on. You guys see that guy that was driving up opposite way on the 401?
Yeah.
yeah.
Killed the kid,
So
killed
sad.
everything. All the cops lost their mind too. Hey, they're playing real life, like what's that game called? GTA. There we go. That's Grand Theft Auto in real life, bro. Imagine like you're driving on the highway, regular day, or your Tesla's driving for you, and then woof, one van comes by, and then 5 cops behind them. Like all I thought of is like those stars that come up when you're playing GTA. Like a level 1, 2, 3. Like that was a level 5, bro. Choppers are coming in and everything. That was nuts.
The things
Man,
you think of.
it was nuts.
The things you think of. Like,
Man. But on a real note though, yo, losing a child, bro, and the grandparents? What?
okay.
Really? I'm not even trying to be funny.
I know, but the segue.
No, like, this guy's charged up,
I
bro.
get it, but like,
It's everywhere.
it's
I don't
like
mean
you're
to laugh.
You're jumping.
I really don't mean to laugh, but I'm like, yo, where are you going, bro?
I don't know.
But yeah,
blame the
like-
roast over the weekend. Like I'm going everywhere.
Yo, like, what happened to Kendrick? Like,
But anyways, how
I
did
don't
you
know.
feel about it?
I don't know.
How did you feel about it?
It's all tied in. It's all tied in. Everyone's lost their mind.
How did you feel about it?
I was overwhelmed. Like,
Yes, same,
overwhelmed.
Same.
So I'm at
It was
work.
like sensory overload.
Yo, so
I'm
shut
so
up.
happy everyone else feels the same way. Me too.
Yeah,
I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, and then it started to get dark. And once it started to get dark,
It did.
Wait, when did it get dark? What? I just want to know where you are. Are you talking about the rhymes or are you talking about when they came and sprayed the block? Like, when did it get dark?
When did it get dark?
Yeah. There's a lot of moments for that. So I want to hear your perspective.
I mean, that's like, I don't have to go back and dissect these songs. 'Cause I feel like we've heard this.
No,
20
so you're
times
still
over
talking
again.
about the songs. You're not talking about what happened. As in,
Oh,
like,
I mean both.
where Buddy got shot in his chest.
Oh, but yo, the segues.
That's when it really got dark. We're
There's too
everywhere.
many things, guys.
There is.
I
Well,
know.
what are you gonna do? This is it. This is what it is.
Okay, so I'm at work, right? On what was that, Friday? During the commercial break. Shout out Melissa Nakavali. Because
Who's that?
she's the one that did that city news story that was all over Shade Room, all over what is it, Baller Alert, all those other ones where they're talking about the whole King. And it's Google reviews going up and
not too much
being
to
so
say.
busy and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she's the one that did the news story, and her and I doing the newscast Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah. So then during the commercial break, Drake dropped.
Yeah.
She
Oh
says
my
it over
God.
a headset. I'm like,
Uh,
say word.
Did you watch it or listen to it? Like, what was the first?
I went to YouTube, so I
Yeah.
saw the video.
Okay, yeah.
So the first thing I saw was
Right,
the van,
the van, yeah.
on the tow truck, and I was
Yo.
like, no way, yo.
And
No
I'm so glad
way.
that he did it
Only
like
going up this
in
year.
the city, like passing
Yeah,
the CN Tower.
the pan and the
Like
tilt
that,
up to the
yeah.
CN
But
Tower,
you
like
could
As-
tell, but you
as
could tell
video-
that this was done like
Thought out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Even with the ring,
It was all
all
of
that.
the innuendos
Yeah.
in
yeah.
there. All
His
of it.
response was perfect.
It was. Well, okay.
Well,
it was for a minute.
in
Yeah.
hindsight.
It
Yeah.
was for a minute.
Yeah, it was
it
for a
was
minute.
fire
Yeah,
for 28
exactly.
minutes.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
how
if
long.
that.
No, it was
Exactly.
28 minutes
That's
and then
rough,
Kendrick
bro.
dropped.
That's rough.
We're dissecting it.
Sorry. That I still can't like. Yo, it's just crazy.
Like we're dissecting
That's
it,
actually my favorite track, probably out of this
and
whole
then
battle.
this guy gets up and screams and starts playing Kendrick. Cause like I'm going back
Yeah.
in the video, right? I was like, did you see this? Did you see this?
So hold
Did you
on,
see
like, he
this?
just
And
pulls
then,
out his phone?
Yo, he just went like this and fucking played. And I was like,
Just like that, eh?
I couldn't say
Ruined the entire moment.
Well, I couldn't say nothing. What could I say?
Yeah. So then you guys started listening to that one?
No, I was like, let
Or
me
you're
just
still
take,
breaking- let me
it
finish
was
the Drake
both.
track.
They were both playing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, we can't do this, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna win here. So go play this damn song.
Damn, yo.
And I took it in. But yeah, that did you? So then did you hear?
But imagine
you're-
us during the commercial break
Yeah.
trying to listen to the song. So God,
And it was like 7 minutes.
exactly. So when I was like, the next thing I saw was that I was like, yo, there's still 7 minutes left in this joint.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this guy dropped 7 minutes.
All
Like,
well played out though.
exactly.
Rick
all
Ross
well
called
played
that
out.
too, though.
Exactly.
He's like, yo, don't
Well, because
drop
he
one
dropped
of those.
6.
He's like, don't drop
Kendrick
an
dropped
8-minute
6.
verse or whatever.
Yeah, because Kendrick.
Kendrick dropped 6.
Yeah.
Dropped 6.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick switched the beat. What? I don't know, twice
Exactly.
or 3 times.
Exactly.
And so did he. So
Yeah. So I knew
They
that
have
was
to now. This is
But the
more like
way he-
psychology
his
related when they switch
second-
the beat.
his
They gotta keep
second
you into
verse, he went off. I'm not even gonna lie.
over the UK, that drill beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh
I
my
like
God.
when I heard that beat change, I was like, oh, all those UK guys are standing
Yeah.
up for Drake right now too, because he has a lot of fans over there.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
again,
Top Boys.
20 minutes later,
He's an
the
executive
Kendrick comes
producer,
out
yeah.
and it's like, oh, bro, like this guy really stomped all over this.
Yeah.
Damn it, Canada.
And then again,
When I saw the glove, though,
Like,
when I saw the glove, I did think about Maybach Music, like that logo. I'm like, wait, that looks like that. Like I thought of that like almost right away.
okay.
That didn't stand out for you guys?
no, I did too.
Yeah. I was just like,
That's that was the thing on it. But then he put like a jewelry receipt and like a prescription bottle, and then I don't know what I don't know the meaning of the jersey that was behind it. Do you guys know?
I honestly saw the cover once and didn't
I
even
couldn't
look at
keep
it
up.
again.
But
I
and
like
then they
I know the things
retracted-
that you're referencing on
They
there,
took
but
it all down
it was
after he
it
dropped.
wasn't the OJ. Was it the OJ jersey or something?
that's
Because I heard
no,
something
it
of a
wasn't
reference to
his
OJ.
No, the glove was supposed
The
to
glove-
reference
Yeah,
OJ.
the
That's what
glove-
I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro.
But then, oh yeah. Anyways, he just kept going, and he dropped, and he dropped, and he dropped, and then Jake dropped Heart
All right, hold up.
Part 6.
When you brought up the news reporter, the news reporter that I remember is the old guy that goes Toronto rapper.
That wasn't a Toronto guy.
What? No, he said a Toronto, like he's talking about Drake.
Okay,
When
yeah.
he
But
said
he's not
that,
from
I was just like,
Toronto,
yo, like, shouldn't you be more, like, you should know how to say that. Like, is it so out of your realm?
I don't
that
know,
was-
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, man, that was.
I guess
You'd
because
be
you know
surprised. I've
when
heard
you're
some really bad
and then
ones.
the internet goes crazy. The internet doesn't
even,
lose. It's like,
even
oh,
when you're
armor,
talking
armor,
though,
armor.
like even when you're talking to your friends or like you're presenting, like you slip up, like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
just like slip up.
I
But I'm
guess.
like,
I guess.
bro, that's your job,
yeah.
No, but you're also reading the teleprompter.
right?
yeah.
So like you
Yeah.
mispronounced the word altogether.
Right.
Or did you do it on purpose? It's just
I mean,
one of
I
those
don't know.
ones.
Oh, God.
Nah, I don't
But
think he did it on
I've
purpose.
heard some pretty bad ones. Like I've definitely heard some bad ones.
Yeah.
And I guess it was live, right? Because it played. So, but
Yeah,
anyways, yeah. So
internet
go on.
don't
So
stay
you
there
started.
capturing
You
everything.
started listening. You were trying to listen to Drake, and then how did you know Kendrick dropped? Did you see it or did she see it and say it again over the headset?
Nah, I think by that point we were done. And I think Knots had sent it at that point. And then I was like, what? Or somebody put it up there.
I put it in there.
And then I think I put it after you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't remember how the Kendrick one came. Maybe I did just see it.
I have like 3 or 4 different chats going and everyone's
Yeah.
just going crazy. And it's dope because everyone's like, we're
Has a
divided.
different
There's different
perspectives.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're
And then
like
some guys are super pro Kendrick.
Yeah,
some people
yeah.
are defending Drake.
right.
And I'm taking in everyone's perspective. And it was rough, man. It was rough. But the goalpost keeps changing.
Honestly,
Nah, I think it
it's-
depends on what you're looking for.
I always
it's a
looked at
great showmanship
like
battle.
Say it
I
again?
think. It's a great showmanship battle. Like I appreciate
me too.
the art that's coming out right now.
Yeah. Even
And-
with the video too, because I put a lot of respect on
No,
putting
that-
a lot of work into the video too.
I feel like a lot
And
of
it
people
just got
like
stomped all over.
But that's the thing though. Like
Yeah.
if like I don't even know if anyone's gonna go back and look at it. But like I feel like if Kendrick didn't drop until like the next day
Mhm.
or like the next night or whatever, there would be way more like a lot more homage put on that the video alone, like the visuals
Yeah.
with what he was saying and how he like when he finally said like talked about the van, like the line he said, I can't, I don't want to butcher it, like to say it verbatim, but I'm like, this is so crazy.
Yeah, the crushing of the van and everything.
Like all of it.
Yeah.
Like to think of that. And then everyone's like, where'd you get his van from? Like, it's just like, it's smart. And it's a play on how, like, I think Drake normally, like, you know, he taunts people. Like, he's like, it's very, I feel like it's very, and it's also very like Toronto humor, I find. Right? That I think like there's a lot of like taunting, making fun, but still like making jabs. So how did you feel about it?
Initially, when
like, how was your thought process?
First, it was like, yo, you got a daughter out there? This just happened again? And it just reminded me of the whole Pusha T thing. And I'm like, this is stupid. Like,
I didn't
how
believe
do
it
you?
For a second.
I bought into it.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm in the mindset of whatever you guys are saying right now is like, it's got to be,
like
like it's got to be like the real thing. And you got this. Remember, I was saying this before too. I'm like, yo, you got to let me know that secret that you got in the bag.
Right.
Like, put it out already.
Yeah. You did say that.
And everyone's saying this, that Pusha is like made it this new thing in rap battles, right? I would even go back because a lot of people aren't talking about this anymore. But yo, Jay-Z did that when he did that to Prodigy. Rest in peace.
Ballerina stuff?
The ballerina thing. Yeah. That's when I felt like the shock value, from what I could recall, really started.
Because then he put it up at Summer Jam?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, here, I said it, and here's the proof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I forgot about
So
that.
you're talking about acting like a gangster, and boom, here's your
Right.
you dress up like a
then he
ballerina.
puts a bar in the diss track about it to like...
So to all the youngins, like that's where the shock value thing really started.
Do your research, guys.
Yeah.
Young ones.
So Pusha, I feel like, took it from that. And I don't know. Actually, you know what? There's another guy that did it. Eazy-E did it even before that, but I don't know if it was real or not. Where he put out something about Dr. Dre. When Dr. Dre was in some band and he's all dressed up, gimmicky. Yeah. So that might have even been way before. Like, so it goes back even further, right? Yeah. Having said that, so this is be the new school of that.
Ricky with the correctional officer shit.
That was real too, though. So do you get where I'm coming from? So I'm thinking, yo, it's got to be
so you're
real.
taking it for face value.
That's how. Yes. So when he says that, I'm just so disappointed. I'm like, yo, how did they do that to you again? Like, this reminded me of when like KRS One, The Bridge Is Over, and then if you watch, was it Life Is Illmatic, his documentary, Nas's documentary, him and Jungler are talking about it. They're like, yo, we came up during the time where everyone's making fun of Queens now because The Bridge Is Over came out, so we had to grow up with that. So I'm like, yo, this is what Toronto's gonna be known for right now. Like, it's gonna be a joke, period. Like, it's just,
I never thought about that part.
Yeah, I
like that perspective.
Oh man, we're already somewhat trying to buy that respect of whatever, but people already look at it away because, you know, Canadian, blah blah blah. So if this is real, and I'm believing it to be real, I'm like, this is nuts. So that's my initial reaction. How is he saying all this? And then the way he's saying it, bro, like, it was just so dirty. It was just like, oh, like shout out Jones. He's like, or one of the guys in the chat, they're like, yo, I felt like he's saying that to me. Like, listening to it, it was like, yo, I feel like he's saying it to me and it ain't even about me. Like, my soul feels touched, you know? And then we're talking like, yo, Drake's gonna kill himself. Like, Drake's gonna, like, it was like, yo,
it was bad. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was bad. It was very bad. Do you guys think that after Kendrick dropped, like, you know, back to back, and then when Drake dropped like Heart Part 6, right? Yeah. Do you think what he said in that took away from what Kendrick did?
For me, it did, because he's justifying everything. Like, he's on a defense and he's basically saying, yo, like,
you're dumb.
Where are the receipts? Like, none of this makes any sense.
Right.
But everyone else already got the club track that's just banging.
Right.
And then it's just like, now everyone's already like bobbing their head. They're doing their dances.
Right.
It's like other people have kind of said it, comparing it to back to back. Like, it's already in rotation now.
Yeah.
So no one wants to even hear you.
Right.
Right.
I agree with you. And I think that part of it, because that song is like such a banger. Is such a banger. Like, I'm not even gonna I know.
Yeah.
Like, it is. I don't even want to say that it is.
Yeah.
But it is.
Yeah.
But it's like, even though like he's here and I'm gonna start man. Like,
where's that beat from though? I like, is that a Q beat too?
If it was sampled, I haven't gone so far to do that research.
I wonder.
I've heard something similar to that before,
and it's probably a dig. It's probably something from like
It is
know,
a West
it
Coast.
has
Like
to-
I feel like
yeah.
I've heard that before. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I feel like I have heard that beat pattern
Yeah.
somewhere before too,
Yeah.
but I haven't honestly.
I think it's definitely West Coast. I just
Oh,
don't know.
100%. Yeah.
100%. But
I'm trying to remember where, but it'll come up at some point. I'm sure it's on the web right now.
whoever
Yeah.
it was sampled from is probably smiling right now somewhere.
But then to back to his response. So then I'm like, yo, the goalpost keeps changing. Like now you're winning because you put out the banger, but isn't the context supposed to be like accurate? Like isn't it supposed to be real? Isn't it supposed to be factual stuff? So then
Again,
fair
it
to everybody
depends on what
else.
you're looking for.
but I
But
feel
then they're
like
like, yo, is Drake stuff proven? Is what he's saying real? And then I'm like, all right, fair. Like I guess he's losing right now.
I feel like at any way that you look at it, like
tell you
you
something
could
crazy after.
What?
I'll tell you something crazy after. Go on.
God, go ahead.
My bad.
It's okay.
Yo, I had a dream about this. Like it got to the point where yeah, like I was like, because it's coming out so late. I go to sleep after the fact. I don't want to say pause, but like Drake's in my dream. We have we have a mutual friend, and I get introduced to Drake, and I'm not even lying. And I'm like, yo, Drake, you good? And like he's just kind of like taken back, like, yeah, I'm good. And then like I gave him butter chicken. Like I gave him butter chicken, and that's what made
butter
it better.
chicken.
Yeah. That's how the dream goes.
I don't even know what to say right now.
There really isn't anything
I'm
else to
happy
say.
you feel comfortable enough in this space to share with us.
Google me that. Like, I want to know what that means. You know what I mean? But
In my dream catcher, this dream means.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's gonna come off to the cook-off we're doing this summer with you guys.
Hey man, you never know.
I feel like he has to. Do you think like it's done, like they're both done, or do you think like
Well,
Drake's gonna put out like he has to put out a banger?
hold up.
Nah.
So
He has to.
hold up,
it's
though.
done.
There's
think it's
an
done?
intermission right now.
You think
There's
it's
an
an
intermission right now.
Because of what happened?
Exactly.
Fair. Also
So
fair.
now there's more than just a rat beef, because now there's authorities involved, cops are involved. You got to be even more crafty with what you're doing. And
Yeah, but do you
I think
think-
it buys him time.
do you think
I
that
even
co-
thought it was an inside job?
But hey man, what
they
if
think it's like the Weeknd
Yeah, that's coming
and
up too.
X and them because
There was apparently
I haven't heard that narrative anywhere yet because
I have.
Cash's house got shot up in
I was
LA.
just
but
gonna
I-
say that.
Cash.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Weeknd's manager, but I haven't heard any.
So-
But that's the retaliation that they're saying
Right.
it is. Yeah.
You think so? Is that
That's-
what's the
that's-
narrative now?
that's-
Because I
I
haven't
haven't-
heard anything.
but
'Cause
I
I honestly thought that was one of my first thoughts.
It could be that. It could be an inside job where they just did it to put a pause on it. It could be just some wild ones out there to get a little name, little clout.
some people are saying that he even orchestrated it. Like he put it out.
because he's trying to calm down
Bro,
the
I
beef.
don't know.
I
But
know.
like, I don't see him doing that. Yeah,
You never
fair.
know.
No, but I don't.
You
There's
never
levels.
know.
Honestly,
Exactly.
like gloves
There's
are
levels.
off. Everyone's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
what's
man,
his
it
name?
takes-
I don't remember who it is, but from the WWE.
Jim Jones?
Yeah, what's no. He said that like he invited Kendrick and Drake to like do
Ballin'.
like WrestleMania.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it.
I wouldn't be surprised these guys start tying that type of stuff into this. Man.
Oh,
just
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
somebody
said that you
said
guys
that.
could do it here?
Yeah, but who said that? I don't know.
Um,
Somebody said it.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
The Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah. My dude.
saying that they should
He's
come
like,
to
yo, you guys
WrestleMania
can
and
bring
break
it-
out
you
of
guys
there.
He's like,
bring
fuck
it
all
to
this rap
WWE.
beef. Like, yeah,
Bring it out
let's-
here.
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember
do
that.
it in the
man.
ring.
Yo,
Yeah, a lot of people have been bringing it up that way, though. Man,
Honestly,
nuts.
it's just so much, and it's just so much to happen in such a short amount of time.
that part.
And then now it's like,
Yeah.
now what?
overload.
Now what? Like now what? I don't know.
Look how messed up we are, though. Like at one point, I was like, "Yo, drop!" Like,
Drop.
give me.
And now you're like, okay, it's
Now it's like,
whatever.
"Yo,
All right,
chill,
man, yeah.
chill. Give me a minute to digest this, yo." Yeah.
Shout out all the Potters too. Like
Everyone's losing it. When are we recording? Are we gonna record? When are we gonna drop?
Niggas is damn near jumping on pussy to go pod, yo. Like Kendrick drop, oh I gotta go. Drake drop, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mom
Date night's
online
canceled.
first thing.
Date
Yo,
night's canceled.
imagine this is a Friday night, yo.
Now
A
you-
Friday
was.
night.
It was a Friday night.
You need a girl
Yo,
that's
you
in
guys
it
ain't got
too?
nothing better to do? Like nothing? But it's like, look how Drake and Kendrick had the whole place turned up.
Hold on. You wouldn't put your plans on pause to go listen to this?
Come on, man.
Get out of here. This guy's such a liar.
Nah, I'm bumping it in the car, but I'm not like going. I'm not gonna stop him to go dissect.
I'm not saying dissect, but
What?
Yeah.
But that's what these guys are doing.
Wow,
Axe was up
we
until
immediately
like
started
3 o'clock in the
arguing. We were just
morning.
arguing.
yeah, listen, if that was like,
But it was fun. It was a fun argument.
That's what
But
it
we were
became.
arguing. Like, we were arguing.
you wouldn't put that on your playlist while you're banging it, like.
Go back and rewatch that episode, guys, to know to know that Bun pauses to set up the music.
You guys are sick, man. But nah, so going back to the whole Drake drop though. I really like that video and all the references and everything that came with it. But then when Kendrick dropped, I couldn't believe what just happened.
I know.
Because it was really,
And there's nothing for you to like.
and I was really on Team Drake. I was really rooting for Canada on this one.
A lot of people are still with Drake right now.
I feel like
it's still close,
I
in my
feel like
opinion.
after like he dropped his last one, like now like a lot of like, especially like the people on TikTok like that are dissecting it are now all flipping. But you guys also have to understand like that. Yeah, a lot is what I'm seeing. But what you guys also have to understand is that the people that are riding for Kendrick like so much are not Kendrick fans. They're Drake haters. Kendrick fans are not as
Valid.
aggressive. They're not this
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his OVO store in London got vandalized and
I heard
it
about
said,
that.
and they spray painted like not like us on it.
Yeah. Fair.
Right?
I can see
So
that.
it's like,
okay.
those are not like, I don't like, and from like past history, Kendrick fans are not, I don't like, these are like core Drake haters that are going off, I think more so.
I can see that point of view in England or in London or wherever that happened. Having said that, I feel a lot of them are, in my point, a lot of them are just so like patriotic towards Cali or Compton or the US. So it's almost like a win for the West Coast. It's not just being a Drake hater, but it's like loving your side so much more. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, I could see what you're saying.
Yeah, like if you notice some of the people that are taking Drake's side, they're East Coast, out of the States at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got what's his name? Gilly the Kid, is that it? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, from Philly.
Yeah. So he's been supporting Drake, so from how I see it. Dipset has as well. I didn't get a chance.
Did you guys know Tory told Buttons that he's Team Drake?
What? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tory
he called
Lanez?
him. Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Good.
Yeah,
Good
right.
for
It was
him.
on his pod.
Good.
Interesting.
I didn't
Yeah,
get a
he
chance to
called
watch
him.
that. Yeah.
He called him and like explained how much he's like, whatever, like why Drake won.
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
they-
over.
No, I don't think it's over.
Yeah. I don't think it's over. I'm going to bring up
I
something.
just don't know what's gonna happen next. Like
Well,
I feel like something.
There's another narrative that's occurring right now in case you guys haven't caught it yet.
What?
Game's been taking shots at Rick Ross.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well,
Holy
that gets me excited.
Game.
That gets me
Why?
excited. That'd be a dope battle.
No, but going back to your whole up branding,
Yeah.
that don't seem like a downward trend for Rick Ross to go beef with Game.
I don't know if
Game
he's
ain't
gonna
got
have an
nothing going
option or not. Yo, you're saying you want it, and Game's calling you out. So this is almost like
Ross needs to sit down. This guy he just put a $200 million renovation on his house because Drake said your house is small
Oh,
think
and
that's
called
the
him
reason.
out. I mean,
but it's more about like yo,
maybe it's not the reason, but okay, what he's doing a car show at his house, so like, well, let's do renos
he's
now.
getting called out though. He's like, yo, it's
Exactly.
always the fat guys with the skinny legs that got the most to say.
Fair, super fair.
Oh man, mind you, Game is bipolar, so he could flip on Drake any minute. But like he might be more bipolar than Kanye. Like
I feel like
he's one
Kanye's
of
gonna
those
come
guys.
out with some crazy, like I don't
It's
even
so
know,
divided.
man.
Like, I'm fine.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
Hold up. Shout out to Game though, for real though. If this is real and he's doing this, it's about time somebody openly started coming and backing up Drake.
shout out to Bass Brigade, yo.
Only going up this year.
You're an idiot. Like that was so dumb.
What? The Bass
Bass
Brigade? Yeah.
Just okay. All right,
Hey,
man.
man. we gotta stick together.
Yeah. All right, you do that.
I guess Envy's been on that side too. So, oh man, what I like is it's been good conversation for everybody. It's not like there's a unanimous winner
Yes,
right now. Everybody is somewhat.
It's not a land. I feel like it's not a landslide
Not
on
yet.
the internet.
It's still ongoing.
Yeah.
And it's
What do you-
historic.
okay,
It's
so
historic.
how about this? Because through the past like couple of episodes, we've been able to like kind of predict or see the trajectory of like where this is going.
Yeah.
So
What's
what
next?
do you guys think is next?
Before you say that, I like the fact that you said that we've been able to predict. We predicted a lot. We need you guys to like, subscribe, and go watch those other comments and clips.
Even back
we
to like
called-
the Diddy stuff.
all of
Even
that,
from
all
that.
of that, and that's
So-
like months ago.
Right.
So to the point where we're calling out the name of the track, we're calling out what the content is gonna be. We've done a better job than those guys in the U.S. Straight up, we've done a better job than anyone in Cali, than anyone in New York with the stuff that we've been saying, and we're the furthest from it in that regard. You know what I mean? We're not like completely linked to the industry. Imagine we were though. That'd be nuts. Send out the contract. Send out the contract.
So what do you think? What do you guys think?
That's a great question. Do you have an opinion right now? Because I need a minute to sit with it.
I also need a minute, which is why I posed the question to you guys.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
listen.
Call it a break.
Whatever
yeah,
not-
call it a break.
I mean, I can give
Call
my
it a break.
All right, we'll
Yeah,
take
call
a
it a
quick break.
break.
We'll take a quick break and
And
be
then
back
we'll
to
have-
more
Yeah.
perspective.
There you go. I think that was a great segment.
Are you looking to refinance this year? Make home improvements? Need a new mortgage? No problem. If you are in the GTA, don't wait. Book a one-on-one consultation with Suresh Ravindran at 416-953-8073. Know all the options available to you.
Like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
I feel bad even saying that, bro.
Me too.
Like,
What about when he
But it
comes
was
back and he says
tough,
you gotta
man.
be sharp? He just fell for it and he's like, you gotta be sharp. You know? I don't know. I guess I become a bigger Drake fan, to be honest with you.
yeah, eh?
Yeah.
Start playing Family Matters.
But this flow, this beat. What? Oh man.
But after that Kendrick came, yo,
It's not over.
ain't over.
It's not over. It's not. It's not.
So what? We wait for the news
It's
to die
an
down.
intermission right now.
And you know what? Prayers to whoever that young man was that got hit.
The security
hope
guard?
he- Yeah, hope he recovers.
Have you guys ever gone by their by the house before?
Nah.
Mm.
I don't,
This
like,
probably isn't the most appropriate time to say what I'm going to say, so I won't say it.
I don't know. You just drove by there for just.
Oh yeah, I drove by there. So I go with my kids and like my nephews to go look at really dope houses, and we talk about those houses. Like, what would you change or what do you like about it, and just to like really, this isn't that far for you if you want to like bring it into existence somehow, you know. And
You become what you think about.
yeah, I drove by his house, and now in fact it makes more sense. So he was talking like super greasy when I drove by, because I slowed down, drove by
Who
Drake's
was?
house, the security guard.
Oh,
And this is going back a couple of months. And he's just like, yo, what are you
this
doing?
year? A couple months?
Well, no, like November,
Okay.
December, like less than 7 months ago.
Okay.
Less than 12 for sure. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't be driving so slow and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't remember. He's just saying a whole bunch of stuff. And I put down the windows. I'm like, I'm with my kids or whatever, right? Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't care. And rah, 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 right? In that moment, I'm just like, yo, you're overdoing it right now. I just thought of it kind of like a security guard that thinks he's got a cop's badge. Like, you know, it was one of those moments. But now when this happens, it's like,
You see
you
why
could
he
you
had to
could
be so
shift your
aggressive.
perspective a little bit,
Yeah.
because in that moment I'm looking at like, yo, who's gonna shoot this place up? Like, yo, chill. Like, what do you think's really going on right now? And then boom, this happens. So it's like, I hope he is well, man. Like, I hope it's not too serious, and I hope there's a recovery and all that. But they were saying it was a critical condition or something like that. No. So yeah, I hope he bounces back and all that.
Funny you say that. That reminds me of a story that I'll share really quickly. A friend of mine got hit. So he got shot years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I drove his car home to my house from the hospital.
Yeah.
And I parked it in my garage.
Yeah.
So once the police already did what they were doing, like I was able to leave with it. So there's blood and stuff in the car. This is back when I still lived at home with my parents. So I parked the car in the garage and let them know, oh, like one of the homies parked their car, like their parked car in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad's now must have been putting out the garbage or something, and then he sees the blood in the car. He's like, yo, what happened? I'm like, oh, he got shot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, why wouldn't you tell me that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what difference would it have made at that point? Like, I don't know, like the car's just there. He's like, what if whoever shot him is looking for him, sees his car in there and thinks that he's here and then wants to shoot me?
100%.
But me now, I'm not thinking of it from that lens.
That's wild to me. I'll say the same thing I said then. Like there's so many scenarios going through my head in that.
Maybe because I would have applied the discreetness to myself if I'm the one going in there to do something. I just never thought so far as my dad having to run interference with that. Cause yeah, I guess you're in there to put out the garbage, but
nah, I'm thinking of worst case scenarios and what that looks like given the circumstances. Regardless, like I would think far enough. I wouldn't be all nonchalant, like, hey, yeah, because you know.
Right. But that trust me, that was a moment that I remember where my perspective in that moment just went like this. Oh shit. I never thought of it like that. I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But anyhow, where were we with this Kendrick stuff?
Well, Pree had put out the question.
Where do we think this is going from here?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't think it's over.
I don't think it's over.
I definitely
So given the 2 minutes that we just took that break, I have a narrative in my head.
Mm-hmm.
One, there's a couple of factors right now. The first factor is what's going on with the shooting that just happened, right? So that's going to be a part of it. As far as like, yo, how quickly can he put something out and what can he say when he puts it out? Okay. And who is that towards? Yada, yada, yada. However, I think the current circumstances, not the shooting, but the way that Kendrick's winning because of this one song favors Drake. Hear me out. It's now in a club banging scenario type of battle.
I see.
And
okay, so it's not just lyrical anymore.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, who's more hip hop, who's more cultural.
And I feel like that's more Drake's arena.
Yo, you think he's not gonna kill that shit when he comes out with his thing?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I think he could drop like 3-4 of them that just go crazy. Where it's just like back to back to back to back. He's cooking something up right now.
Imagine he drops like 3 tracks and they're ball bangers.
It's intermission right now. This whole thing that just happened is almost like, I don't want to say a blessing because someone got shot up, but it favors him to have that time to regroup, come back and go, all right, here.
Right.
So if
you don't think he's letting this go on some like, all right, yo.
I don't think he could afford to let it go. And if he's as petty as everyone says that he is, and I don't even want to use the word petty, let's just use the word competitive. If he's as competitive as I think he is, and he's shown to be right now throughout this whole thing, he's cooking something. You're not going on no vacation right now.
The only thing is that at the end of the track on Hard Part 6, like he's just talking and he's like laughing, right? Yeah. Like at the end of it. So like, I still don't think it's over, but I'm like, with that, like, there's a possibility he could have just been like, all right, man, like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, you're just out here spewing lies. This is comical to me at this point. But I do think that he's gonna come out with like a banger.
I cannot see that point of view at all. I can't see that point of view at all, because then it's just like I can see him being like, yo, what? He's just making up a whole bunch of bullshit. Like his stuff doesn't even make sense. But then for him to be like, I don't know how factual this is.
How do you end? Who ends the battle?
When it's decisive. Right now, it's leaning in favor of Kendrick because it's rotating in clubs and everyone's just like, oh, he's up.
Nah, but Kendrick,
if he drops a couple back, like now they're like party anthems, oh man, people are going to forget Kendrick's name so quick as far as the winner.
Even from a lyrical standpoint, Kendrick really went to work on some of that shit. Well,
you're saying Drake didn't?
Who ends the battle? The battle's already ended. The record label got involved.
Now it's a rumor, bro. That's not factual.
And well, the word on the street right now is that they're having conversation. Remember, they're both signed to Universal. They let it slide, and that was a question before because I think Lucian had close ties with Drake, and what was questioned was his silence. allowing Kendrick to really get at Drake the first couple tracks, but the last Meet the Grams track really took a hit on Drake's persona, or at least
Well, his character and
his
everything.
character.
Yeah.
And now it's interfering with money.
Right. But fair. But because Kendrick did all that, I don't think like, do you think the label's going to be like, all right, Drake, no, you can't respond. Everything's just done now?
I don't think
He
they have
brings
I don't
in
think they have a
way
muzzle on
more
him like
money
that.
than he does.
We saw it with Pusha T and Drake.
No, that was different.
No, that
We saw that wasn't with the label, but that we saw.
Shout out Jay
outside
Prince.
We saw outside intervention. with
That's
Jay Prince.
different. That's different. You're not saying no to Jay Prince.
Yeah.
That's different. It's just so different.
So
Let just spin off what you're saying right now. What does war do? Anytime two places go to war, what happens? Two countries go to war, what happens?
one conquers the other.
Well, that sure, but like,
Somebody else gets involved.
yeah, there's money. There's money being made.
Or
Yeah.
somebody
So if these guys
That part
continue,
too, yeah, 'cause
yo, you think their streams aren't going through the roof right
Exactly.
now?
also,
That's the
like-
one. That,
Yo,
that's
hip hop
exactly-
has been going down lately.
and-
as far as
and people have been wanting Kendrick to drop more, right? Like that's what he keeps saying.
you
like,
just
Drake's
got
like
8 tracks
from a man
in,
that
in a
drops-
span of
Right.
what 2 weeks or whatever, or
Right,
sorry, 2
right,
months or whatever.
right.
So they want more. Why would they want to stop this? I don't see that.
Because now it's starting to get to a place where it's getting really dark, and it's attacking a person's characteristic, and that can really hurt money. As to why? Because who's Drake tied with, corporation wise?
Nike.
Nike.
No, I heard this too. I get all that.
Right?
Yeah.
Apple.
So now, if there's an allegation that he's a pedo, they're gonna want to separate.
But that's
themselves.
Fair.
been that's
Okay.
been
Right.
that
Okay.
that is not new. Like that has been circling.
But now the beef has become so public to where ESPN's
True.
talking about it. The View,
Tom
like,
Brady roast. had
exactly.
it.
Tom Brady,
Yeah.
like everybody's talking about
Yeah,
it.
that was a good
That
roast.
roast-
And like he was saying
great.
too, it's like hip hop has been on a downward trend the last few years, and something
is
like
bringing
this
a lot
has
of shit-
really
right.
triggered
also
an interest
mhm.
to
So-
where it's like charting all over the place.
Okay,
Right.
fair.
These
Okay,
guys are doing
I see your point.
10
of view.
million streams in a day in like 17 hours over a diss track.
So maybe he's
Imagine they come out tomorrow and say, "Oh, I'm dropping an album in 6 weeks."
right.
And that to me, if you aren't Kendrick
know,
dropping an
there's-
album right now, I don't know. Like
There's so
perfect
many angles.
opportunity. Yeah, it's been rumored that he's gonna drop this month in May. So it's like, buddy, if you're doing it, then do it, brother, because right now is the time.
Well, wouldn't that be more
But
like
that's
money?
but that's what Drake called that. He's like, okay, you brought the battle up now because you're gonna drop instead of doing the work.
That's smart too, bro.
But marketing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
do your thing. Like
50 and Ja
I'm not
Rule,
gonna stop your
Kanye West
bag.
and 50 Cent.
right.
Attach these dumb things, and these are two juggernauts
They're not
going at
dumb
it.
things. It's smart. You got to take advantage of this sort of stuff. Like, why
I mean,
not?
this has definitely brought in a lot of revenue for sure.
The beef
for
sells.
Just where is it going
sure.
though? It's just like, you know what I mean.
I
Like,
gotta
where
throw
does
in
this
another-
road-
I
Because
gotta
Drake's
throw in
not
another
touring.
narrative.
I don't think Drake's dropping an album, and he's not touring. So
He could drop a surprise album tomorrow, bro. Like, that's Drake for you.
Drake could drop a movie tomorrow, exactly.
yeah.
And that's kind of where I think he needs to go at this point.
Well,
Can you
going to what
imagine
you're
he
saying,
drops like what
Well,
like
didn't he drop a
Beyonce
movie?
did like for Lemonade?
What
Say it
were,
again.
That
what were you gonna say? feel
I
like
said
you-
if Drake drops what Beyonce did for Lemonade, like
All right.
she dropped like a cinematic album,
Yeah.
like per video.
I guess we shouldn't be bringing up Diddy, but didn't he do that for one of his albums too? He
That I
it.
don't know.
He's trying to. Anyway, who cares?
But-
I guess it's not important.
that would be just based off of like what he did
on
for
Diddy.
Family Matters, like how cinematic that video was, and like everything that he brought into that. Like if he just that would be insane.
I was gonna bring it back to what you were saying earlier, though, because when you say that he should bring out a movie, that
Not that
video,
he should if he did.
that video for that song was like a movie almost.
Instead of like using his words to like diss Kendrick or whatever,
using
like
the visuals.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
so
adding
like
it.
right. So it's like if he's doing like a double or triple entendre, it's doing it with visuals
No, I
instead
got
of his
you.
words,
Yeah.
which is insane to me.
It's creative. It's
Right.
artistic.
But it's like again,
It's even the AI stuff that he did
Homage.
before.
Homage,
Exactly,
right?
because to me, it's like Drake has now changed what rap beef actually is in this day and age, because he included the AI.
What it is in this day and age.
He made the video. He even added the lyrics on the screen, which is the next thing that everybody does once the track comes out.
Because you're
oh,
paying
I need to go
way
read the
more-
lyrics.
Exactly.
So now Drake is like, let me just
do it for you.
Exactly. The entire package is right here for you guys.
Exactly.
So
So I can dissect it. I can pause it, break this down. I don't have to write it. I don't have to go here. I don't have to go there. Like, he made it more seamless.
You know how many clicks and plays and pauses this thing got on YouTube
and
alone?
replays.
Like,
Just
you know how many
for
hours
that?
alone he just made off of just the stream of this video?
It's still going. It's still going.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you got anything else that you could add to the video though? I know you brought up the van. I know you brought up the Hell's Angel thing. I didn't know about that. I knew about the Tupac ring. What else? What else was in there that
I
you
mean,
caught?
he started with the chain, like the G Unit, like chain, the spinner chain. Like
I didn't catch that either, eh?
Yeah, so
I
like,
didn't catch that either until someone else brought that up
in
after
the very beginning,
Yeah.
before he starts, which is like
Yeah,
to the 50 beef or whatever. So like, right here,
yeah.
which is insane. Like, bro, come on,
There's got to be more to that.
that part.
Yeah.
So I just.
What you think? 50 said, "Yo, since you're going at Ross here."
But do you not see 50
No, but
on
this
his?
is why it's so interesting to me because now Game's speaking up. Because they're like now
Maybe
it's a civil war.
Maybe Game trying to reunite with G Unit.
No, that's far fetching. 50 ain't doing that. 50's like, yo, fuck all
So
you
it
guys.
says here.
Why is he joining in? I don't understand I don't know the affiliation, but I think there's something going on
Game?
the West. Yeah,
Base
that's what you're asking me.
Brigade, bro. I told you already.
No, but
man.
even when Wax been speaking about it, he's been even like prior to these last couple of disses that were put out. He's like, yo, Drake's up right now. Like he hasn't been sugarcoating nothing. He's probably been the most like non-biased when it comes to saying his opinion, being from the West and still, not having a confirmation bias to just back up Kendrick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Game being affiliated with him, I feel like there's something there outside of what we fully know where Game's like, yo, whatever, so I can't take a shot at Kendrick right now. Let me talk to this guy. Like let me get at him. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he does it proper still. Oh man, and it goes back to their branding. It's like he's got to get involved too. Why not? Why shouldn't he throw himself in now? So there's something up there. There's more to it than we fully understand. But let me ask you guys a whole nother question, unless we're.
No, go ahead.
All right. So does this make J. Cole look dope right now? Where he's like,
makes him look
like it makes him look good. Where he's like, yo, nah. I'm more mature than you guys. I'm wiser than you guys.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes him look like that.
Joke. No,
I don't think it makes it look like he's more mature or more like maybe the wiser part. Just like he just didn't want
Cole
that
that
smoke.
Cole
He just didn't want it, and I don't think it's like he can like he's not gonna get personal with it. Like J. Cole's not gonna be mean.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. So like
and he's
for
not gonna
him,
go do this type of research.
He made the right like in again everything's in hindsight. Right?
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, everyone's like, J. Cole's a pussy, like all this stuff.
me too.
Myself included.
All
Myself
of us.
included, right?
All of us.
But it's like, yo, if you don't want the smoke and like I'm not about that, then I'm gonna sit down.
Yo.
And he did.
Yeah.
He's getting thrown like a 1-2
right.
line.
If he
here
knew
and
where
there.
this was
So-
going, then yeah.
But he
it's like,
probably did.
exactly, yeah.
All right. So
He did. He's both of their brethren. So
Yeah.
like he did.
There's also word too that Schoolboy Q was
Gave him
at
a heads up.
Dreamville and gave him the heads up.
Yeah, he's like, yo, this
I
about to
said,
get
yo,
nasty.
Bow out of this gracefully
Mm.
because there's some fire coming.
Okay, but if Cole wasn't Cole, then he wouldn't have listened to that, right? Like if somebody said to Drake, you shouldn't do this or whatever, his arrogance and his level of like pride of like who he is as a
Competition.
rapper, yeah, that too,
Thank
he's not gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna sit. No, fuck that. I'm going. I don't care. But like he's just not mean. Like he doesn't have that.
He's not mean, and like what I said a couple episodes ago, he's not mean. But what I said a couple episodes ago, for him, he's not in the limelight, and it was
Also, shout out
casting
Cole.
a
Love
lot-
Cole. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
sure,
casting
Shout
a
out Cole.
lot of limelight
Shout
on
out
him,
Cole,
and it
but
was
like,
getting uncomfortable.
you know what I mean?
So-
But
so
like,
I
it's
think
just not
he
for
just
him.
allowed
So two things, right? One with Cole, the initial question that I was bringing up when the whole apology came out was like, yo, is Cole authentic? So now if I was to ask that same question, I'm more likely to say yes.
100. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had, but back then I was like, yo, what?
But
Like
all in
you want all
hindsight,
this
right?
smoke and now you apologize.
Everything
You're not
in hindsight.
authentic. So now I look back at it and say, okay, whole different perspective. Things have changed. And you really are about like what you said. This isn't sitting well with my spirit. Because I didn't understand any of that stuff before. Because now I guess bullets have flown and like
Amen.
things are happening.
Well, because when he's calling out the big three, right, and he's like, okay, yeah, let's go, like blah blah blah.
yeah.
And then he's like, okay, but I'm just saying, like lyrically in you know, and like all his like, you know, not in I'm gonna annihilate you with all of these bombs and grenades.
But what the reality is now, because Metro Boomin and Future are coming same weekend as OVO. Now, I don't want anything to happen, but hypothetically speaking, that's not completely out of the mix now.
So one, it depends. Does anyone know where they're where it's at?
No.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
Well, I mean, they're still here, and it's the same
No,
weekend.
not that. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like so many more. So OVO, like he always brings out like 50 million people, right? Like
This is like
random
this
guests.
Caravana
and stuff
weekend
like this.
still.
Right.
50 million.
What? Not 50 million. You know what I mean?
He's got all the Canada
But,
ties.
like, right? But like, you know, he always brings out like enough people. So I
Yeah.
just wonder, and he always does it at Budweiser.
Yeah.
OVO's always at Budweiser. So I wonder where, if they're playing at like Scotia, like I wonder where they're going to put them. Cause like, let's say if Drake has a say in it and they're like, yeah, you're at Downsview, which is like not, if that
Hey,
makes
man,
sense.
and if you haven't been to the city before, Drake does have that kind of pull.
Oh, he does.
Right.
Like,
Oh no,
Right.
he's got, yo, dude.
So I
Drake was
don't
saying-
know what, let me
He made
look.
calls to get Nicki in
yeah,
through
if Drake
borders
wants to put
and
you
Lil
at
Wayne and
the
all
York
that.
University
What's-
stage,
What's
Calls
the
it an
concert?
embassy
Do
for
you guys know what the
University.
concert is called?
Which one?
Future and,
I have no idea.
We don't trust you.
oh, right.
Put things in this proper perspective.
Going back to what I'm saying while you're looking that up, right? So there is that possibility of some sort of friction occurring. So J. Cole's still in a super safe spot where he could just show up wherever he wants to show up and no one's really got any
Hey, man,
smoke with him.
if I were Cole, I would drop my album right now during this
So
intermission.
this is what I was gonna say.
I would drop my album right now because
well-
if Drake's pausing to deal with this shit, Kendrick can't.
He's gotta
like,
have a
You're
track.
pausing until you hear a comeback from Drake of any sort.
He's gotta have a track
Cole
on
should
there.
definitely drop something right now.
He's gotta have a track on there where he's talking about what's going on though.
You think so?
He's got to talk about his perspective. He's got to talk about his apology. He's got to talk about what happened and what his lens is on everything that just happened.
Yeah.
We need to hear what's going on in your mind other than it didn't sit well with your spirit.
No, they're
in
not.
my opinion.
They're not coming Caravana weekend.
I thought it was the same
So
time.
I thought so too. But
Oh.
so they're coming August 11th. Caravana weekend's the weekend before that.
Okay, well,
So he always does it. So he would, OVO is probably August 4th.
okay.
But I thought so too.
All right.
So,
So I'm going to throw out one other narrative too that I was
yeah,
thinking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a boss move since we just predict stuff out here on SUP.
And it's at Scotiabank.
Of course it is. But another move that Kendrick could make right now that I think would be dope to just double down on what's going on right now. He puts out another track, okay? And he uses Tupac and Snoop's voice too.
He was not going to do that.
I know he's not going to do that, but that would be sick.
No, I think that would be dumb.
Why? That'd be
I
so
ain't here for
crazy.
that.
To
Nah,
just brag the fact that you can do it
Nah, I'm not here for that.
because
Nah.
they're not going to take that away from him.
But I don't have anything else to say towards that. I just have another point. My other point is that like when the other thing with like Drake saying like, hey, everything you're saying, I fed you.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you have like recorded it or
Yeah,
like
while you're
had
sending it out there,
something,
some type of
and then
proof. Exactly.
as
yeah.
soon as he dropped those,
Have
like
something
back to
drop?
back, I would have just
I just
and just dropped the recording of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
Would've
So
been
the
better
question
planned
whether
that way,
Drake
yes.
even has anything.
yeah, but I'm like, the angle makes sense. Like, I would say that too. Like, if I'm in a beef and like, they're like, oh, all these things, I'm like, yeah, I fed you that. You're an idiot.
But then with
Well, where's
that,
the
the only
proof?
thing he responded to was the whole daughter shit.
Right. But what about
where's
all
the
those
pedophilia
stuff?
stuff, bro?
Right.
No, he
right.
responded to that on his track. That's why he's getting like shat on right now because it's like that's
He-
not the best thing to be responding to. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
But he also said that like he's like, you don't want what you've like, you don't want the women that you've talked to or you've dated like come to light.
Mind you, Kendrick has spoken a lot on his last album of the man that he used to be. and how much further he's come in life and all of that type of stuff. So you trying to call him out on some of that stuff now? It's like, bro, I went through therapy.
But all's fair in war, right?
I think
at this point.
I think it's just changed now. Now the
Because
world
before
that
it's
we're
like,
in,
don't bring in kids and bring in kids, like, you know what I mean? And it's like,
no, they bring in kids from back in the day too.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, but
I feel like
that's
everyone's always like, you shouldn't do that.
Nah, I think that we
But I
passed
think
that so long
everything-
ago.
That's
Everything is
again,
The
fair.
if you're here
disrespect
for the
level has
tea,
gone
though.
through the roof long time ago.
But
We're
I
bringing
think
up
that
dead people.
in
Your dead
war,
homies are brought up at this point.
I mean, who brought up? Pusha T brought up what's his name? Drake's.
40?
Yeah, 40. Yeah,
that boy
He
is
brought up
sick,
the
sick,
whole
sick.
sad.
Pusha brought up his kid too. Like that's
Right.
already happened.
No, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like,
But that's if you're
Jay-Z
here for
brought
the
up
tea,
kids.
though. That's only if you're here for the tea, though.
Huh?
That's if you're here for the tea. Some people come to these beefs just to hear the tea.
but some people
What
think that
dirt
they
do you
win,
have on that person?
they
Whereas, like,
win due to tea.
yeah. But to me,
what
say
is
you
it?
don't win just based off of the
No,
tea
I
that
don't.
you have.
I don't agree with that.
And
either.
that's why I rate what Drake did with the presentation, the
Right.
lyrics, the beats, like all of it.
I'm
But
one of those guys that want. I want the
Kendrick
tea.
just out rapped him,
Yes.
and that's essentially what this is about. Who can rap better?
I
feel like Kendrick has
I
out
don't think
rapped.
it's just who
Thus
raps
far,
better. I don't
Kendrick
think
has
it's just that.
I don't think he out rapped him. I think
Thus far?
I think that like the tracks he dropped, like
His strategy's better right now.
yes, that I agree.
that too. Yeah,
That part.
That's the main
But,
thing.
like-
he's on the offense. You got Drake on defense right
Yeah,
now.
which-
Right.
So if you're watching this and you're judging on scorecards, if it's a boxing fight, you're looking at the guy that's aggressive and throwing the punches versus the guy that's doing this and defense. That's how that's the analogy that I got right now.
I just feel like Family Matters just would have so much more ammo.
If
Yeah,
Kendrick
but
didn't
that's a
step
part
all
of the
over it.
strategy.
I know, but like because of the visuals.
And yeah,
But like that's all I could.
it didn't,
I can only
that went
say
to
that,
waste
so I'm like,
quick.
exactly. It went to waste. It went.
Yeah, but
to
that to
waste.
me is Kendrick's like making sure that this sticks to just
But
rap
then-
ability.
but then that's
so all
why-
that social media shit that you like to do,
Nah.
But
all
that's
that
what
crowd
he-
surfing that you like to get
Because
involved.
Drake's like, if I win the internet, I win the battle.
Wrong. That's what Kendrick did with those rumors. So when he goes, yo, this guy's a pedophile, this guy's got a daughter, he's got all this. He just put out a whole bunch of gossip for everyone to talk about. He won the internet too by doing that. Because now everyone's going crazy trying to search this up. So he's got everyone talking about him and on a negative connotation about Drake. So he won that realm as well. Like now it's like he's pushing this agenda out and Drake's got to eat it or defend it. And the best Drake's got as far as clapping back is, oh yeah, but like your homies like got one of your kids is your homie's kid, or you're not with your girl no more, or whatever. Like his shot back, true or not, isn't as big, and that's all it is. So he needs to come up with some next agenda, whether it's right now, what's true or not doesn't matter. That's how I see it. That's the evolution that we've gone to. Whereas before you got a lot more credit for what was real and what wasn't. Right now, that's change. This is more for the younger crowd, the new generation, where they just want tea. They just want some sort of gossip.
But I feel like
something to talk
if
about.
they gave them, if he gave them tea and all the tea was fake, that's why I feel like initially it was like a landslide for Kendrick. And I feel like after he put this out and everyone's doing their research and everyone's going ape shit about all that stuff and all these things are coming up non-true, like that they're not true, that is not a landslide anymore.
No, it's not a landslide. But
I'm saying when he dropped those things, it was a landslide. Before he dropped like the Heart Part 6, it was.
It was two things happening at the same time. One, he took the momentum away from Drake with the first track, the Grams, and then the second one, he's got a club banger too. So now he dismissed what you just put out, never let it really get any momentum, and then he put out something that got momentum right away. So it's like boom, boom, and then Drake didn't have anything to clap back in the same realm.
Right.
He responded back, but it's not bumping in the clubs the way
Right.
that he
That's
may have
fair.
needed it to.
Super fair.
Yeah. So that's why that's what he's got to do. Going back to the initial point, he's got to go drop something that's banging in the clubs. And I don't know how he does that though. What are you going to rap about now?
So you have it as done, Kendrick won?
I think that he has the creativity and capability to drop a banger on what I don't know, how I don't know. I just believe.
I at this point I have to because they're so good at this. Because I remember when
This is a great
it's
duel.
entertaining.
It's a great duel.
I even think
Go
Kendrick's
off.
got some stuff up the sleeve ready to shoot back too.
But you still want more of it though? Like you're
Of
not
course.
like You still want more of this?
Yeah, I want more.
I
do.
I can wait for it now, though.
Yeah, you're okay with
Yeah,
the break.
I have a lot to digest.
You could take 2 weeks, bro. Like we're good. Like I'm good.
The reason why I say it's done, if you really analyze, first and foremost, big up to both of them. And I'm going to really big
Facts.
up Drake. I'm really going to be
Great
like,
showmanship.
right now,
guys.
Kendrick's winning.
Okay, from
We
that
already
perspective,
knew
I see what
before
you're talking about.
Kendrick even said it. We already knew Kendrick is going to fire.
Did
And
we?
This was going to be very difficult for Drake. We already knew. I knew that.
I didn't. I didn't. I didn't think it was gonna
Yeah,
be
but
this
we
great.
don't know Kendrick to be a guy who's gonna go
Listen,
at you
I
like that.
always
But
say-
we
listen,
he's a
questioned
great
that. We also
lyricist.
thought it was gonna be all subs. We didn't know what was gonna fully
Yeah.
happen. We just
I
Yeah, I didn't know it was
speculated
gonna
and
be
made
this
assumptions.
direct.
Finish your point.
At
Finish
all.
your point.
I always say this about Kendrick. And the reason why I'm such a massive Kendrick fan, Kendrick is not a rapper. Kendrick
He's
is an artist.
Yeah.
He's an artist in his music videos, in his songs, in his artwork, and even in his live shows. He's a complete artist. So I already knew this was a big match for Drake. But the reason why I say it's done for Drake, if you first and foremost, I was bigging up Drake. Drake didn't have to do this. Drake is
Now you have to
on
do it.
top of the mountain. He did not have to do this. And Drake has everything to lose versus Kendrick doesn't have much to lose.
No, I think
Yeah, I disagree.
I think he had to.
So for Drake to even entertain this, I big him up. And the way he has done it, like lyrically, visually, the bops, the things that he was saying, some of the tea, big up to Drake. But if you really analyze it, Drake wasn't saying too much towards Kendrick. He was saying two things. Day free, your son is probably, his father is day free, and also you beat up on your woman. That's primarily it. Every other line is just kind of elementary.
What more do you need in
Punch,
this day
right?
and age, though?
Kendrick,
No, he said
came
that.
from
He also
so
said
many
that you don't
different
need. You should be
angles.
further ahead as far as your record labels are concerned. You're not making as much money. Like there's other things that he added to. But I get what you're saying.
so what more is he really gonna say?
That's what we got to find out and wait for.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Just following the 3 tracks. That's primarily what Drake was standing on.
He got
those 2 points.
He got onto defense
And-
real quick too.
and
He did
he-
question his character too, though. It sounds like I'm reaching right now, but it's like, yo, you're not repping no sets. You act to be so hard, but you're not that hard. Like he's bringing up certain
He's
parts
saying
about.
that, but also coming from him, you can't really say that.
It's like, who are you? 'Cause
But I
Kendrick's
get
saying
it,
the same
yeah.
thing. Yeah, fair.
right? But
Yeah.
like, still, I get his point, but like, you can't throw stones in a
Come
glass
to your
house.
city with every single
can't.
chain on, like,
So
yeah.
I mean, I
know.
feel to me, it's done for Drake at this point, in my opinion.
Nah, I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over.
well, guys, we'll see.
We will see.
We will see.
That was so then. What's
Sweet.
next? What's next?
Game
for
and
us?
Ross is next.
No,
No?
I don't care. I just don't care about that. I don't think that it's
I'm
going to be
excited to
anything
hear
to
it.
like.
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, I might.
I'd be interested to hear it.
for
Yo,
I'll
Game's
be
no
there for
joke.
it. I've never been a big Game fan.
neither.
No, I
I'm a Ross supporter. Like I like Ross. So.
I like Game. I have no, but I don't think like, what is Ross gonna do? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do at this point?
Exactly.
Nothing.
That's the excitement.
Literally nothing.
Like,
Game,
what is Ross gonna say?
No, like,
yo, I
that's
want to
what
hear
I'm
it.
saying.
I want to
Like,
hear it. When
Game
they,
will like
they're
drop-
underrated in comparison right now. Like they can really go step into the beef and be lyrical too.
Game is a beef rapper who
No,
will
no,
go as far as
Game-
he can.
Game.
Exactly.
I'm
Game
not
don't
worried. Like
care.
he will go off.
Yeah.
Ross, what are you gonna do?
Try to
I know, we'll
out
see.
finesse him.
How?
Well, talk about some Wingstop
Yo,
and
he-
some
Yeah,
He
like
said-
you're gonna talk about.
He said it's not over until the boss says it's over.
Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah, you gotta give him credit though. Like he's
For
silly.
what?
He's silly. He's
'Cause he's
silly.
silly.
He's silly.
Yes.
he's silly. We're
He's
talking about it
gonna
right
come
now.
out-
He makes me laugh. at
Game's
times
gonna
too.
come
Like,
out
he's
and
so
annihilate
stupid
him,
at times where
and
it's like,
Ross
yo,
is
you're
gonna be
really
like,
doing this.
I'm so silly.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
The man just broke his legs off of that diving board. Oh man,
I mean, it'll be entertainment for sure.
man.
Personally, I do think Drake should probably take a break after this.
He has to.
Because even after dropping these
Current
albums,
events?
going on tour, back-to-back tours, because he came back and said he wasn't going to go nowhere, and then he went right back on tour with that cool shit. So I definitely think this guy needs to take a break. And this beef shit, you really want to be tied up in this
He's
stuff?
not going to take a vacation right now.
Because you think he really has to defend his name?
He's just not.
It's gonna be on his mind.
Like,
Yo,
he
the whole
can't-
point of a
he's not gonna be
vacation
able to,
is where
like,
you can just
relax,
be pieced out. Yeah, just chill out. You let it all go. How are you gonna let all this go?
Like, can you imagine if like Summer 16 Drake comes back? Oh my
Your
God.
house just got shut
I'm
up.
gonna lose my
You're losing in
mind.
the clubs. Boys, songs are getting streamed more than yours. You're like, yeah, that's rough. What vacation? That ain't no vacation. That's almost torture. You're in your head the whole time. He's got to be writing.
And everybody around, like, where's he gonna go where people aren't gonna scream? So I don't know. I just don't think he's gonna take a vacation right now.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Unless you're,
I think you need some time before you
So
respond.
then does it ever really end? Because
It'll
even with
end.
Nas and Jay, like that's
it ended.
Nah, I don't think that really ended for Jay. I think Jay still
Sour?
will do. Yeah, he still has those little jabs, the
blame
Grammy
him.
photos and
I'm saying I don't
the
blame
dumb
you.
shit.
You gotta let
Nas,
it go,
like Nas
sir.
don't really care, but Jay still
Nas
holding
is
on to some
cool.
of that stuff.
Nas is cool.
Yeah, but that's the much like, what are you doing?
And
Nobody
it did end though.
cares
It did
now.
end. They had the whole conversation.
And
They
they
came
just-
on each other's stage or whatever. Like
Right.
it has ended. Now it's more friendly. Like it's
And
just
you don't
like
think so? Well,
Yeah, I think it's friendly.
so you don't think this is
and
now
more so
when-
on Jay-Z's end. Jay-Z's
Right.
trying to stay associated and try to like get a W.
So at no
I mean,
point
I
do we
don't-
think Drake's taking the Canadian route and going to dap him up on some good
No.
battle, sir.
Don't be surprised if that happens one day.
Hey,
Don't be
man.
surprised if they do a little tour after the fact and they make some money off of it.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
a
it's not going to
long
be like
time
that's
from
not
now.
Yeah, maybe a long time. Yeah, whatever. It's not going to be immediate.
Yeah, because Kendrick don't like him that much. And that
No,
hate-
I
that
think
hate runs
literally
deep.
Kendrick
Kendrick
hates
don't
him.
like him. Yeah,
And
Kendrick
I
don't
think
like
for any size of bag, Kendrick won't.
You think so?
I just don't think so.
him. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Not
Really?
for Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick don't like that guy. Yo.
You think it's that bad, eh?
Definitely.
Like, I think
You
he
don't think
hates his,
time
like,
could change that?
spirit.
You don't
Like,
think time could change that?
No, I just think he doesn't like Drake, who Drake is as a person. Like,
But
he just doesn't like him.
But people change their opinions.
No, I know that.
which is
He
crazy.
put on him and,
Yeah, but
and Rocky.
But that okay. So then my argument
It
when it comes
wasn't
to
just
that
him
though.
though. J. Cole had a hand in that too. I think J. Cole was the one that introduced him to Dre or something like that as well. It's not just Drake. Drake brought him on tour and got him like more.
well, that's the
album.
exposure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
His
yeah,
album,
yeah.
His
But that-
first track or him being heard was
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
it's
Kendrick
not
was
solely
vocal
Drake.
about
It's
how
not
much
like
Drake
Drake gets
did for him
full
and
credit for
everything,
that though. Like he would have been found. So it's not like
I mean, we don't know that. You
no.
don't
J.
know
Cole
that.
had look it up. There's an introduction that was made via J. Cole as well. Yeah.
All right. Should we take a break?
Yeah, good call.
No.
Nah, I was gonna make up. I was gonna throw. I was gonna like say something.
Okay.
But then this guy cut me off, and I'm like,
You
I
forgot?
lost.
Not
it.
to interrupt
you, but
There's a couple things that I wanted to bring up though that I feel like nobody's even mentioned thus far.
like
That's what I'm trying to remember because there's two of them. Fuck man.
Drake bringing out Kendrick. We're talking about that. Before that was him losing. Before that was them going on tour together to make money together. Then we talked about Jay and Nas piecing it up.
Nah, yeah, it was like Drake like taking the Canadian route and like taking the L and accepting his number 2 spot.
nah.
He's never gonna do that.
That's crazy.
It's insane that you would even think that.
I know.
Like, I don't even know. That's wild.
That's almost like
What was I
saying
gonna say?
what you said before. That Diddy set up his whole thing like with Homeland Security. Oh man, that's still funny to me. That's still funny.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
you said like it's trust me, it's not
So
that hard. No, but it's
far-fetched.
not.
No,
yeah,
I
it's
get.
not-
I
it's
get
really
what
not
you're.
that hard.
I get what you're trying to
'Cause
say.
I was part of one of those things where they reenacted an entire experience and we just captured the video for
I get it.
It's just part of training.
No, I
It's not
get
that
it,
hard to
but
do.
you know what? Okay, here, I'll give you more credit than that. Just that I can see the vision with just like certain things that go on politically in the world. Example, maybe even the whole
It was how toxic
Afghanistan
Kendrick
thing that
thinks Drake
happened.
is for the culture.
Was that?
My take was how toxic Kendrick thinks Drake is for the culture.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's exactly why he wants to like get rid of him. And I think that's
Yeah.
And then
okay.
the Metro shit is what triggered all of this. It's like, oh, now's an opportunity. If everybody's going to be out here saying something, oh, let me start voicing this up because I need to get this shit off my chest and I want to dead this guy for real, for real.
And also, like,
Let's flip
the one part of this, too, is that it's like, I'm going to say pause to, like, preface this, but, like, it's 20 men on Drake. Like, he's just taking on... Again, pause.
But it makes me wonder: have you guys all just felt this?
No,
way
but like, what
time?
rap beef is like that? And he's here. He's like, yeah, all right, everyone's coming. I'm gonna drop like this and this and this. Like he's gonna put in lines for everyone.
Yeah.
So for him to even still just say like, yeah, I'm standing up to this, or I'm gonna like fight this, or whatever. Like I feel like that's credit where like it's not being given to him.
I'm just
like,
wondering why
one person's like, yeah, I'm gonna go, and then everyone's like, yeah, okay, finally, like let's all go because I can't do it by myself,
like,
or I don't want to do it by myself.
Nah. So like, I get your point, and I agree with it to a level. djakademiks brought that up too, and shout out to him. He's like, his last track when he shot back at everybody, Drake, he should have kept it specific to Kendrick, and I could see that point of view. But my response to him would be, I don't think Drake has enough content to just shoot back at Kendrick. He needed to put in bars at everybody else.
But just because Kendrick's the biggest target, fair, I get it. Like Kendrick is going at you hard, and every other man is just trying to get a piece. Yeah. They're all trying to get a piece.
Yeah.
So Drake's like, all right, I'm gonna empty a clip across the board.
Yeah.
And I understand that people are just like, oh, but you just should have went at Kendrick.
Yeah.
But he's like, all right, well, if you guys all, like, just because Kendrick's like the big dog and he's coming at me.
Yeah.
Now you guys all like little, like not minions, but you guys are all thinking that now you have a leg. You guys all have one leg to stand on. Yeah. So I'm going to bark too. Kendrick's like the big dog. He's barking. Let's all go. Yeah. So Drake's like, all right, yeah, you guys all want to come. Okay, cool. And I'm going to take on all of you guys. And I think that's what he did. Some people think that that's a mistake. I don't.
Nah, I rate it.
I rate it too. Because I'm like, okay, you're going to like, you know what I mean? You're going to send one grenade at one man when every man's trying to come for you because you've been at the top for so long. And all these people have had all these problems with you for so long, but no one could say anything until he did. You guys are all pussies.
Valid. I don't think he had enough content to just shoot that one shot at Kendrick. I think it was more.
Also, that's a good angle too.
I think he did it on purpose to continue this as potential defense or to support the narrative that I took on all you guys.
I think it was strategic.
20v1.
And it's just that, I think it was strategic.
Oh yeah, for sure. It favored him to do that. But in hindsight,
right after what Kendrick dropped. Like he said this and he said this to everyone, and then Kendrick back and was just like, he unloaded strictly on him.
Exactly.
But then who
else is Kendrick gonna unload on?
He went at some of the people.
Yeah.
He emptied like on some people in his camp, but like that was it. Like nothing crazy. Like on Chubbs and a few others, but I think he just was like, all right, you guys are all coming. All right, I'm gonna stand here, like the same exactly what you said, like 20v1. So
that's that over.
And the only point it got dark for you was when somebody got shot. Outside of that, you don't think some of the lyrics were kind of like?
I don't even think that's like related. I think it has to do with like
some other shit?
The cash shit. No, yeah,
the cash shit.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. It didn't get dark for me. Timing. I was just surprised. Like to me, it's like I wish the guy well and all that, but it's
the timing.
This is gonna sound dark. Like to me, it's somewhat just entertainment. It's unfortunate that this is actually happening in real life, but to your point about things could be far fetched. It could be an inside job. Like this could just be a part of it. A lot of rappers talk about homie got his own brother shot his leg, so he could rap about it. Like I don't know what's really going on anymore, so I don't put that sort of energy there. If it's real, I hope the guy's good and all that stuff. But outside of that, to me, I'm just watching it like it's a movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's once crazy. These guys talking about the pedophilia shit and all of that other stuff,
that part
it got really dark.
Is right, yeah.
What?
It got really dark at that point.
What, the kid? What, the shooting part or the kids? Because you were saying it's just the lyrics.
That
I get.
Pedo stuff got really.
Yeah. That is.
That's not okay.
Yeah, that's never okay.
And that's part of the
That's
reason why
actually
I wonder
scary,
if Drake's even going to entertain anything more with this.
Well, he's
Is
not
he
going to
bow
touch
the
that,
same
right?
way he did with the Pusha shit.
I mean, we'll see.
Well, he already responded.
Who?
Right.
He already did the.
Oh, with the
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
Yeah, right. But he responded in just defending himself. He didn't really say nothing towards him,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. That was the big momentum shift where it's like now you're just on defense. You don't have any offense right now.
So then we'll see now, like who takes the next move.
It's gonna be the cops.
My perspective may differ from yours.
Well, I guess on that note, we'll take another quick break and be back with some more perspective, possibly on this whole Brady roast that happened over the
But
weekend.
the Brady roast, we also got our prime minister being called a wacko.
Oh, that part too. We'll be back right after this quick break.
This episode is brought to you by Body Ammo. More than a look, it's a lifestyle. Pick up some body ammo to protect your mind, body, and soul. Now, back to some more of SUP.
One thing that happened, and this is a question for everybody, we don't have to answer it right now, but maybe have an answer for the next episode. And if you're watching, maybe you could share what your response would be as well. But shout out Channing. He sent me a message, just like a quote from a book.
Channing who? You gotta mention
Channing
his
Prater.
last name.
Channing Prater.
And he was on an episode here with us.
Correct. He was on an episode with us.
Back.
Is that the realtor guy?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we obviously talk and we have our conversations and stuff, and he's into quotes and books and all that stuff too. And he sent me one via Sheryl Sandberg, and it's just it's like, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And it could be a common question. You might have asked yourself that before, or someone else has asked you that before. You've come across the quote before, but there's a time when it hits you, when it really hits you, you know? And it was one of those moments for me where I'm like, yo, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? And I still don't have an elaborate answer, but that was a part of the puzzle that came together with everything else that I was going through and just thinking about stuff, right? And then as we're going back on the episode from last week, where we had some guests and we're talking about relationships and stuff like that. And I was basically saying, I'm just weird to get along with. Just that. I'm not easy to get along with. I'm not easy to understand. And it like, you got to put up with it, where you're like, yo, shout out to everyone that just puts up with it.
Deal with.
Yeah. And this is the part where it's like, as I'm watching that back, I'm asking myself, what does that mean? What does it mean that you're weird? Like, why are you weird? Like, what does that, be more specific? You get what I'm saying? And then I have other friends that are asking that too. And the point is, as I unpack, a part of it was like, when you go through a divorce or a separation or a long-term relationship breakup, I'll speak for myself, it leaves you a little fucked up. You get what I'm saying? So, and what I mean by that is, especially if I'm dating somebody or I'm seeing somebody and they don't have kids, that's a different conversation altogether. Now it's a whole nother world for me to explain that to them. And it's a whole different listening that they have to have in order to really understand some of the stuff that I'm dealing with, potentially on a day-to-day basis. Cool. So one of the things that ends up happening is, I have a next friend. I'm just going to say a whole bunch of things randomly, but they're all occurring. I have another friend that reaches out. They're going through potential separation, divorce, breakup. And I've said this before where I'm like, I'm the right person to speak to, because I'm not taking your side because you're my friend. I'm going to give you the other point of view as well. I'm really going to check you, guy or girl, because I have guys that have that going on, and girls. And I'm really going to check you to be like, yo, are you sincere with what you're saying? Because I don't want to sugarcoat anything for you, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on, and especially if kids are involved. I'm not saying it's easier to, no, I am saying that it's easier to go ahead and have a breakup or a divorce if kids are not involved. That's a whole nother equation to the formula, right? Not dismissing anyone else, but I'm just saying, because now you have to think about a couple of other people that are involved, right? So I'm pointing that out. And the part that hits me is, my son's crying to me the other day, just about everything that's going on, right? And this is the part that we don't really share on here, at least, or maybe we do it more in a personal space, right? He's crying to me about, I just wish and he's only 6, turning 7, about like, I wish I saw more of you. I wish we were together more. I wish we could do certain things more. And to clarify, no part of me regrets what I did, right? But these are certain things that you, like I saw them coming, but when they're actually happening, it's different. So now for me to be in a relationship with somebody, I don't know how to unpack that completely. So you have to understand, yo, like I'm going through something, but I haven't even unpacked it for myself, so I can't even fully explain it to you just yet. On top of whatever other dynamic is occurring within our whatever situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot more of a like emphasis on patience maybe, or understanding, or communication. So every time I'm coming on here, I'm saying, yo, communication's got to be key. When we laughed at the whole world honesty thing, and we're like, yo, you haven't told white lies? It's just like, I don't have any energy for that, because I don't have energy to think about why that white lie was told, or what it was protecting, or when else you're lying, or whatever. I just don't have that energy. So I need like somebody that is on the same page, and we're working as a unit, at the very minimum as a friendship. You get what I'm saying? Like that sort of partnership. And yeah, I've been talking for a minute. You want me to pause? Because I could keep going. Like, do you guys have anything to say with what I'm saying right now so far?
You can finish up.
So the girl that I am seeing, we end up having a little whatever where
she has kids?
No.
Okay.
And it's like
she can't relate on that.
It's not even about her not being able to relate. It's like it's one of the things that's happened. So I haven't even brought that part up yet, because we're dealing with whatever's happening with us. I forgot some plans that we made. Not to dismiss it like that, but I just forgot. But that's, in her world, disrespectful, because it's like, yo, we had these plans. How'd you forget that? Whatever. So that whole conversation comes up now. But the beauty in this current dynamic is that we can communicate it. Like, we can talk. And at one point, I often say this, where it's like, yo, it's so easy to just be like, yo, I'm done. Like, I don't have time for this. But I'm really trying to get over that part and have better communication to really dissect what the issues are. And a part of the issues are me figuring out my blind spots. Like, when I say I see patterns in other people real quick, at times I need other people to show me the patterns that they see in me. And then for me to be able to see them and work on them too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You need to be able to see them as well.
Even deeper than that, it's also for someone to be able to have the patience to allow me to work on that. And not everyone else has that patience. Not everyone else has that time.
Especially in this day and age.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it's like I'm very particular with how I move and who I move with, and why communication is emphasized to a whole nother level. Because it's not just on one side. I also know that I need to work on myself. Not just a healing process and all that stuff, but like just really unpacking everything and understanding how to like trust, if that's the word that you want to use. And not like like in a what'd be the word? Like someone's just lying kind of way, but to just trust the process. Mm-hmm. That it's worth it, because it's so easy to just be like, yo, deuces, like, like, yeah, I don't got no time for this. Like, I gotta worry about my kid right now. Yeah. But like, are you able to have the emotional intelligence to understand, like, if I actually say certain things to you, can you swallow it? Can you walk me through it when I need you to walk me through it? Or am I constantly giving? Because I'm tired of just constantly giving. And I think a lot of guys specifically go through that, and respectfully cannot fully communicate that. I like to think that I'm a great communicator, but I struggle with that too. Because again, as emphasized last time, communication isn't a one-way frequency. Like, the other person really needs to understand what I'm saying. And if they don't, and they've made it mean whatever they've made it mean to themselves, yo, give me the chance to really clarify that for you. Because I'm not about you taking your assumptions and painting a picture that I did not even try to present, or that was not my intention at all. Right? What's this?
My solution is just not talk at all.
Yo, my man's funny, bro. We needed some comic relief there still.
No, but everything you're saying, trust me, I fully understand.
Yeah.
Like, I get word for word, I got all of it.
I get what
Like,
you're saying too, because
Yeah.
at some point you just give up and you don't talk. But I don't think that's the solution.
I know.
And-
But when you find that one person that you're willing to go through the trenches with mentally and have those back and forths and really like break down some of this stuff sometimes, it doesn't have to happen every day, but it's like, yo, we need to understand each other and communicate on all these different levels. And that's hard to find. It's really hard to find.
Even when you find somebody that you want to go through the trenches with, you still don't want to go through them.
That's right. Nobody wants
But
to.
it's not
Right?
even like
And
you're
it's
finding
like-
someone.
But the thing is that like, okay, so with what you're saying, it's very difficult. I can just speak for myself, but when men say, like you're saying that when you guys got into a fight, like you forgot.
Clear your throat. Yeah, I really
We
want you
didn't
to
get
say
into
this
a fight.
clearly.
We got
Sorry,
into
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
you got into
yeah.
because you forgot plans.
Yeah.
Right?
That part. What does it do to a female?
That alone is like, it's very hard, even though maybe to some people, I'm not saying to you, it could be like a minuscule or like minute thing. Like, okay, yeah, babe, like I forgot, like I've been dealing with the kids or this or that or whatever it is.
Whatever, yeah.
Right? It's like, it's very difficult to digest the fact that you forgot something
I get that.
in that way.
Yeah.
Okay. When someone like forgets something, you can like, I'm not going to speak for all women, but like sometimes you can feel like you're not a priority.
For sure.
Okay.
There's a level of
then when
disappointment that'll
so then
set
when
in.
you
Facts.
feel like you're not a priority, so like if you have like 8 things to do today and like, you know, your partner or whatever is like, okay, make sure you do like 2 things, whatever. And you just forget.
Yeah.
It's very hard, especially for me, like again, I'm going to speak for myself, to understand like, how can you forget? Because yes, I am my own priority. I am my first priority, but you are a very important person in my life. So you are also a priority to me. So these things I'm not going to forget. I know I need to do this. I know I need to do that.
I'm at a
So-
stage before that. This person isn't very important to me yet.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I hope she
So-
don't watch.
Say that again?
I hope she isn't watching.
Nah, even if she is, like, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but like you're saying like you're like months in. I'm not months in right now. I'm in the very beginning stages
just
where we're
saying-
still like,
I'm just saying wherever you're at or
Yeah.
wherever. The other thing too is like you're talking about like communication and listening, going back and forth, and it's like an open frequency and it's a 2-way street. Sometimes like you don't want, like we all are grown, right? I don't want to teach
Sometimes.
nobody anybody. I don't want to teach nobody anything.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have grown up and you are one way for 30 plus years of your life,
It's
and
hard
then
to
you
break
meet
you.
somebody else, you have to come together in some way. So that the compromise, like all that stuff, it's very, very difficult to navigate. Like relationships are not easy. They're definitely not easy. 2 people trying to come together. So I think your trajectory of trying to find out or trying to further understand why you are, or you feel like you are difficult to deal with, is a great like journey to go on for anybody. Like for myself too. Go ahead.
finish your thought.
You start off by saying like, I think the understanding of why you are the way in which you are, you guys are talking about also like, you know, you have kids, you're talking to somebody that doesn't have kids, you're saying that that person like doesn't understand. I don't have kids, I'm dating someone that has kids, and like,
no, not that she doesn't understand. It's just that's one thing that they can't necessarily relate on.
It's
because she doesn't like have those same type of experiences. When
so
it comes
it's
to child,
very, you have to be you can't, don't date somebody that has kids if you cannot understand that you will never be number one. You won't ever, and you have to understand that. And that person that has the kids also has to make you feel like you still are like a
Some
priority
type of
in their
number one.
their life.
Yeah.
Not number one, but like some type of priority in their life.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like a fine line and it's a balance. And if you haven't, like you were stating before, unpack those things for yourself, how can you even start to go ahead and explain something to somebody else for them to understand if you're not even there yet?
And to be honest, based off of the conversation that you and I have, I think a book like Atomic Habits that you just walked in with is one that can help in figuring all of this type of stuff out for you.
Oh, there's a lot more than that. That's like a beginning step in my opinion.
But I even think that, like, I know it sounded silly a bit, but the whole structure of like on these days we are going to get together. Whatever happens on those days, that's up to you guys. But at least if you have some type of structure, I think that would work well with you. Just as a starting point when it comes to if you're entertaining anybody.
I'm not like, I hope this doesn't look like I'm looking for advice or something. Like, it's not that it'll work for me because there's so many other variables, right? But to go back to what you're saying real quick, when you say you don't have time to teach no one, right? That's interesting to me. I understand it. And at the same time, I question it. In a way, you do have to teach people. Because not everyone that you date is just going to magically know you. And the difference is it worth teaching them? And are they learning? And do they want to learn?
But that's what I said just following that. I don't have time to like teach you I can't sit here and be like, you need to be like this, and this, and this, and this as a man. You have to come together with something. You have to bring something. I'm not saying it's two people coming together, so you do have to compromise. There is going to be a level of like showing somebody something. I'm just saying, like, I can't sit here and tell you that things that I think are common sense, I don't have time to teach.
No, for sure.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think
maybe think you're a bit more literal.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because
so like that's not what I meant.
Because what you have to teach somebody, in my opinion, is how to communicate with you. So
that's fine.
I'll give you an example, like the conversation. Like, I'll just use my real life example right now. So we're talking, but she's coming from like an emotional space based on what you just shared. Like, I forgot this or whatever. Like, now emotions are involved. And to a degree, yeah, maybe I do think it's light or it's not as important. And that's my initial reaction. So I need to step out of that, regardless of what my perspective is, and really understand from her point of view. You get what I'm saying? And she also needs to recognize at the time that she might be coming from an emotional perspective. But now it's like, we do need to come up with a solution. We're not going to just stay in this phase or this state and dwell on it.
Is that a pattern? You forgetting?
No, this is all, no, it's not a pattern.
I'm just asking.
No,
like,
I got you.
Is this something that like you've done?
No, it's not about it being a pattern. It's more about understanding how much that meant, whereas I didn't think it meant that much. And then being able to go past that, beyond that, into the next phase of it, to be able to talk about it versus it just becoming this thing that just is either silent, not talked about, and erupts later, or making it mean something to yourself. Like, oh, yo, you forgot because you don't care about me, or like, I'm just this or I'm just that, and this guy thinks of me like this. And then for me to be able to explain, yo, it's not that. But again, having that dialogue and that communication that, yo, it's not that I forgot intentionally or that it, like, you don't mean nothing. It's just a couple of things were going on. Some other stuff was going on, right? So that, again, level of communication and that ability to understand that sort of stuff and to not hold like a grudge and to be able to move forward and have some sort of, I don't want to say rules, but let's just say boundaries. Like, yo, this needs to be made a priority, or you need to keep your word when this is happening or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think like if that happened like initially, and like, you know, she's coming from a viewpoint of like, that hurt me because I felt like you know, like you didn't make me or I felt like you didn't care, and you're saying like, no, it wasn't intentional. Like, that's not what I meant by that. Like, I'm not looking at it that way, and you guys resolve it. I think that the reason I asked if it was a pattern, because even if someone continually forgets, and it's not intentional, it's never an intention of hurting someone, it's not an intention of forgetting, that pattern, even if you're saying like that, I'm not doing it because I don't care or I don't think you're a priority, that in turn, like, someone's going to internalize that. As,
they
like,
have to.
You know
if it's a pattern.
But let's say you're genuinely just like, this happened with my kids, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened.
Nah,
and you just...
if it's a pattern, in my opinion, then that's a bigger issue.
But how do you
what?
Go ahead.
Well, if it just doesn't work. Like, regardless of what your excuse is, if it's a pattern, at some point that's not going to work.
Or
no
if
matter
you're
how
just
much
like,
you,
hey,
you know,
I'm not used to like checking in or I'm telling somebody something, but then they're like, hey, I'm working on it. So then they tell you sometimes.
I love that you said that.
And then they forget. And then you bring it up and they're like, oh my God, no, that's not what I meant. Then they go back to telling you sometimes, but it's hard to rewire yourself like to do that.
Correct.
If you're not used to it, right? Like you're just like, I'm not used to doing that. And the person's like, well, I need you to.
Also, for the person to even say that part, like, yo, just check in, just say it. That's better than not saying it and not working it at all.
But that's part of communication, right?
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It seems so elementary, but
in
the examples that we're using at least right now, and then when you add in the emotions, you add in the stress, you add in all this other layers, stuff. Yeah. It's crazy. It gets a lot more
definitely snowball easily.
Easy. And I think that's why we're in that world right now where it's just so much easier to just be like, all right, later.
Forget it, because it's just like you don't want the stress.
Yeah. Oh. And then even to heal yourself and to get over the patterns that you reflect on in the other person, where they might be doing something that triggered you in your ex. And now you're almost looking for that same thing in this new person, whereas they don't have it. But you create it.
That's that whole like, don't bleed on people that didn't cut you.
Yeah, it is like that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that one before. Yeah. Don't bleed on people.
In my mind, I feel like I made it up, but I don't think I did.
You've heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I said it like a really long. I like I said, I'm not taking credit, but like it's something that really resonated with me. I really feel like I didn't make that up.
I'm gonna think.
I just want to feel like I did.
It's all good. But yeah, we'll give you credit right now.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big part.
So you want to leave it there?
We can leave it there. Sure. I thought you would have like, if you want to, like add in anything on your version of it or not, but like we could leave it there too, just for the sake of time and all that good stuff.
I think there's a lot to unpack here, and I don't know if we can do it in this short amount of time. Fine. But I feel like there's so many other avenues.
You can leave it like this could be like a continuation too, like where I look at it like this actually happened because of a bunch of random events that occurred at the same time, but also me watching back the last episode.
I mean, I definitely would like to dive deeper in like understanding or like the vulnerability of like you guys in terms of like understanding, because I think you both are a set in your certain ways and have been based off like things you've gone through, as have I. But I think you don't.
I'm not.
You're not set.
I don't even have the same identity. Like I'm really constantly working on evolving.
But you just talked about you being weird and difficult to handle.
Agreed.
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm still that way. Like it's like I'm working on continually growing and having better communication with the person and actually understanding that it's not just a one-way street. Like it's not just about constantly giving or taking, but there's got to be some sort of compromise. Some things are worth it, some are not. And to be able to dissect what is and what isn't, that's a part of the evolution.
You sound like you have a lot of time on your hands, bro.
As in?
To be able to dissect all of these things with the person that you're with.
No, it's not just like we had a great conversation today, but in general, it happens real quick. It's not like we're sitting there for hours talking about it. We get to the point real quick. And that I value. I value the ability to have that sort of communication with somebody. Like,
this is what the real problem was. Let's just go straight to.
But sometimes when you beat something to death, like it's just you're annoyed and you're tired of like having the same conversation and not going anywhere.
Exactly. So that's why I was saying, like, if it's a pattern like that, that's going to get exhausting, no matter whose side it's on.
Right.
But it's also like not being able to acknowledge what you're doing wrong as well.
But it also is like, how long do you, like, if a person's always like that. So if you're like, hey, check in, right? Like if you're just like, oh, I need you to check in with me. I'm like, okay, definitely, no problem. I have no issue doing that. So then they are checking in, but then like, whatever, they forget because they're just not used to it. And it's like, how long do you wait for changed behavior until you're like, okay, like I really don't think that you care, because you're not really putting in the effort to do that.
It depends.
But it's if that's how they're wired. Like I feel like there's just so many layers.
Window right now, like,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, and then it also matters on how much value you put on checking in.
I don't know, man.
What did you ask?
Your
What was the
window
question?
might still be going. Like,
No, I'm just saying, like, what is the window?
I didn't
Like,
catch the question.
I don't know what the appropriate.
there's only so long you can take.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm saying. So it depends on how much value you put on in checking in. Like, how important is that to you versus them not doing it?
But
Yeah,
then
but you can
but
check
then you
in
have
so
to-
many times if,
but then
if
you
it's
have to
still not
look at-
changing for you.
Right,
If
but
you're not getting what you want from this, how much longer am I going to put myself
Then,
through?
you
then
have
you
to-
give them atomic
then you
habits
have
and
to
say
put the
cue,
value
craving,
on-
response, reward.
then you have to put the value on why is checking in so important for you.
Exactly.
Like there's another layer like
boom.
to that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
So it's like, okay, I want you to check in with me, and it's so important to me, but why is it so important?
What does it mean to you?
If this person is just like, they're not doing anything wrong, they are checking in, maybe it's not as much as you want, but you need it, and you're like, why do I need it? And then you're like, is that a deal breaker? Like, why is that so important for me? Does it weigh here? Does it, like, there's so many varying factors. So
Facts.
I feel like you need to break down, compartmentalize, like, why is this so important for me? And what does this mean?
Even what you just said right now, like there's so many layers to it. To be able to even express that layer to the other person is important.
Right.
Can you even tell them why it's so important to you? Can you tell yourself why it's so important to you?
Right. But then what is that reason? Because what if you say it to that person, they're like, well, I don't think that's a big deal. And you're like, well, it is. And then what?
Unpacking your feelings is rough, man.
Yo, it's not easy.
Oh.
When you're able to identify these things for real,
Yeah.
and have to start unpacking these things, it's rough.
Yeah.
Man,
Those
it
blind
it
spots.
makes you take a hard look at yourself.
Trust me, man.
And sometimes you don't really like what's looking back at you. But then that's where
Facts.
the work comes in.
Facts. And are you willing to do the work now?
Right. So
that part.
heavy.
Sometimes it's easier to just be a fuckboy.
Put things in its proper perspective.
That part. Trust me.
Such a great conversation, and then just fucking left.
Got to put that perspective into it.
Yeah. Fair. Super
Shout
fair.
out the future fans out here, yo. Big up Metro Boomin because we never even got to his beat.
Nah, man, just cut the episode. Don't play that beat.
Or those old tweets.
Ugh.
What are we at, yo? It's getting kind of late. But the Tom Brady shit, nah, bedtime.
I'm good to rip it real quick.
It was very, very funny. Nikki killed it.
She
That's
did kill it. She did kill it.
Like,
So did
killed it. I think she was the best.
she's up there for sure.
Best, hands up. Of the
I think
that roast.
I think it was.
She was
I think
the
she was
best.
probably the best.
Holy smokes.
I'm not like. Not that I don't like Kevin Hart, I'm just over him at this point. I feel like I've had enough, but
I think he was
did
a
a
great
good job.
host.
Yeah, I think he
He
did
was
a
a great
good job
host.
on there with that.
Oh, he did a great job there,
He
in
did
my
a
opinion,
really,
too.
really
Yeah, and
good
typically,
job.
guys, I've had enough from fair share of Kevin Hart. So
Who do you think was the worst?
I didn't really like Gronk too.
Yeah, that's literally what I was
Oh,
gonna say.
dude, that was so.
Didn't like
And he
it.
breaks the
And-
glass.
So
but it's almost like,
stupid.
are you really? Just
I wasn't expecting it to be good.
dumb in real life.
Yeah,
like
like,
in
let's-
real
I
life.
think he plays the part for sure. But I think he is a bit
No,
slow
I think
like
he's
that.
dumb.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah, the way he
Like,
broke the glass,
I don't
though.
think he has to play the
He smashed
part. I
that
just think
glass.
he's
Like that
just
could have gone
stupid.
in Buddy's eye, like right
He's just
there and then.
stupid.
Yeah, the Gronk to me was like a waste of time. I was happy to see.
Okay, so out of the
Belichick
comedians,
there.
who's
Out of the
who's
comedians?
lame out of the comedians?
Who's lame out of the
Yeah,
comedians?
I already know who it was for me.
Oh, the
two
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the same here.
for sure.
They were so
It was so
dumb.
scripted and it was so obvious. It was so like, and he just kept giggling to
It was
himself.
just so stupid.
Oh man,
Like
They were so
I
lame,
think
we don't
that-
even know
I
their
think
names.
his book just went at the end of the list now.
When he started laughing,
Who was his name? I don't know.
at his
Tom
outfit.
Segura and I forget the other guy's name.
When he started laughing at his outfit, initially that part was funny because I'm like,
That
well,
was
you
funny to me
haven't
too.
seen it.
Yeah.
That's really
What is
funny.
he pregnant? Like,
yeah.
that
and
was-
then but then they just kept
Everything-
going. Like
Even at the end,
the scripted, it
shoot
was just
himself.
so
You're like
stupid.
Hitler. Like
yeah.
he's like, yo, what are you saying?
That's so dumb.
It didn't
Like,
make
shut
any sense
up.
to me.
Like go sit down.
I actually like what Nikki said to him though. Yeah, I really think your joke is funny.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he takes off his shirt.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
You're supposed to keep it on like
Yeah.
that. That was pretty
Yeah.
dope. She
Yeah.
really did kill it though.
She
stuff.
did.
Yeah.
It was a great set. Her timing, everything.
What was the one thing that stood out to you guys?
I like the Jeff Ross thing when he came out with the OJ shit.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it was stupid.
You thought that was stupid?
Yeah, but that's Jeff Ross.
Nah, when this guy's like, yo,
But what? Who? And somebody called him like a deflated.
the man said I have to dress like OJ because I'm about to kill this white bitch.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
dead.
That.
That guy.
Dead.
But there was a lot of like.
there was
dark-
that one and
there
the
was a
one
lot
right
of-
before. Oh, there was
there's a
so
lot
much
of dark
shit.
humor.
Yeah.
But like, that's what you need for a roast.
It was when he said, I came from hell. Aaron Hernandez said, "What's up?"
I was like,
yo, I'm like,
but a lot of
shit.
people brought him up. Like, two more
I was
people brought him
surprised.
up.
Yeah, a lot of them brought up Hernandez, yo.
Didn't Randy? No, Randy Moss didn't bring him
Yo,
up.
it was like
that.
Like, imagine what his family's feeling when they see
Exactly.
like that one. But I guess that's what a roast is supposed to be. But goddamn,
100%.
like they went off.
But you don't think it was too much?
How do you feel about like Tom Brady at the end? Like, how do you feel about what he said?
He looked way too robotish to me. I
think
swear to
it's-
goodness,
I think
it's
it was
Tom
just
Brady
too
and Elon
long.
Musk are here from another planet, and we need to figure these guys out real
Yo,
quick.
like pause for 46. Yo, he looks good.
He does look good.
Like
He's gotten at least 3-4 facelifts.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're like, yo, he's been on the table a couple times.
100%. You see his jaw?
Yeah, he looks kind of funny to me.
Even like when Kim's like, yo, you look like my dad or my stepdad.
And you see, also, everyone like was saying like shit about her or whatever, like when they were booing her. But like, imagine you're standing up there.
She looked amazing too.
You got booed, and you still you still made fun of yourself. Like, I rate her for still like being professional.
Yeah.
I liked
and
her.
like, I liked her skit, like her bit or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
For
She wasn't
her.
bad.
Kim had a pretty good
Like, you
weekend.
know? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
She looked
between
great.
that, she was at the Met Gala too. You saw her Met Gala
Yeah.
outfit? That was kind of crazy, but
The one thing that I like, not the one
that
thing,
was fire.
the non-joke part of it that I really like, what Jeff Ross said was like, yo, the world needs this.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with everything that's going on right
for
now,
sure,
and even
for
they
sure.
made some jokes about all that stuff, but
Yeah.
that was like, yeah, the world does
Sometimes
need this.
you need the light, right? And like I feel like sometimes comedians can be so censored, right? And so
Yeah.
easily to get canceled.
Yeah.
And like when people are idiots, like they're talking about the roast and like on the internet and comments like, you guys shouldn't be talking about that. And I'm like, do you guys know what a roast is?
Exactly.
You don't know what what are you saying? Shut up.
Yeah, you're so
Laugh.
beautiful. I want to fuck the dimple in your chin.
you think you could ever do it? You think you could ever sit there and take it?
What? Sit there and get roasted?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Like that's a part of it. I want to know how much of that
You
stuff
have to
stung
be-
them. I want to know how much of that stuff stung
all
them.
the Giselle stuff stung. All of
the
it. Did you see
Giselle
his
stuff
face?
was yeah.
Kevin's like at one
The
point he's
Giselle
like
stuff
he's like the
definitely
camera.
stung.
He's like zoom into his face. You see his lip quiver.
yeah.
Like, there was part. No, honestly, come on. With the jujitsu
Yep.
instructor,
The man said the
Dog.
only bruises she got is on her ass.
yeah, bro.
Woo!
Yeah,
You
it
can't-
must.
what
You must
can you
feel
do?
a way to know that your ex's current guy could kick your ass while eating hers.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
line
Nikki
was
did light
heavy.
it up
these
though.
guys are
I wish I
wild,
could go over Tony shit again too though. When he came up, he blew it up as well. I think his name was Tony, the guy that just came up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
ran
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah,
Yo, he
yeah,
sprayed
yeah,
his
yeah,
line
yeah,
pretty good
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah,
When
yeah,
Andrew
yeah,
Schultz was
yeah,
kicking his
yeah,
ass
yeah,
and stuff,
yeah, yeah.
he went off. He let off
What'd
a
you feel
clip.
about Coach's like speech?
He wasn't bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was
liked his stuff, too.
surprised. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Him
Yeah,
and
yeah,
what's his
yeah.
name like took a shot. Don't they hate each other?
Yeah. Apparently
Okay, yeah.
that was the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
just-
I don't follow football, but like
Oh.
this has got me like this is stuff that happens to me. So like when Jeff Ross brought up his book,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know Tom Brady has a book. I don't even care about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But when he brought up the book, I'm like, all right, let me jump on that book. So now I've gone through the first chapter of that book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna end up probably bringing that up next week. But this is how things happen. But some of the stuff that he's already talking about in his book, it's interesting. PB12, like that's some sort of plyometrics, like stretching more and all that stuff. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. All these guys that are at that next level in whatever sport they're in, whether it be him, whether it be LeBron, Kobe, GSP,
lot, yeah.
they all do this next evolutionary step
For
to
sure.
get to that
keep
next
their-
level.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, yo, he's like one of the rare people that started as a QB.
I think LeBron
age
spends
40, bro.
Yeah, LeBron spends $3 million on his
A
body
year.
alone per
Yeah.
year.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Something
That's
crazy.
your investment.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it's silly
fair.
not to if you really think about it. But even to think of that next level of money, like he's probably making a lot of money off that whole thing.
Oh, sorry, I
But
just
anyway,
remembered the Jeff Ross joke. He said that you look like a deflated balls.
Yeah, that one
That
too.
was
There was a
hilarious,
lot of
man.
zingers in there, man. It was pretty good.
Zingers.
It was pretty
There
good.
were some zingers in there.
It was long though. I found. Like,
oh yeah,
I found it was
definitely-
really
I didn't
long.
watch in one sitting. That thing was
I
super
did.
long, bro.
You what? The whole thing? One sitting?
Yeah, because
I
I'm like,
couldn't
let
do
me just. But
Popcorn?
I was cleaning. I was putting together furniture, so it worked.
Yeah, you just put it on. You can listen to it.
Yeah.
The Kevin Short jokes.
But I sat and watched it. Yeah.
the Kevin Short jokes though, yo, he is super goddamn short.
You know what?
Yeah.
I
He's
thought
like at everyone's leg, like even
I
the girls.
I thought like I would be tired of the short jokes, but like
they had
if
some
you
pretty
could-
good ones.
Honestly, she was like, oh,
I
what?
don't mean
She's
to
like,
belittle you, but
no.
you belittle.
yeah. Or like, let's give Kevin Hart a hand because he needs it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. She sprayed it pretty good, man. Yeah. But that was funny too when the Tony guy came up. He's like, "Yo, who wrote your thing? Where was this 5 years ago or 10 years ago?" He let her have that too. That was a good. But
one. Like she's I like her.
Yeah, but when Kevin was taking shots at Schultz, and he's saying a whole bunch of stuff about what he looks like. I think it was Kevin that was saying that you look like this, you look like that. I wish one of them just said like, "Yo, you look like as if Hitler grew out his mustache." You know, like he's got that same haircut and all that. Like, he should have said.
A couple people have done that to him already.
Have they?
Yeah,
Say swear. They've said that he looks like Hitler that grew out his mustache.
Yeah, I think I've heard people say that.
Nah, man. Yeah, I want you to share one person that said that.
I swear to goodness, I've heard this. Man, I say that. I think he's even done it himself.
Nah. Please share that. Please share that with me, because I thought that was an original thought. This goes back to my my joke about blowjobs being a job. That's why women don't give it. I thought that was original. Nah,
you thought that was original?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Face's reaction was even priceless.
Yeah, low hanging fruit. That's what he said.
The man said, that's pretty low hanging fruit.
The Hitler thing, you got to share that though.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that too.
Yeah,
like, I don't think that's a
new, bro. He does it like it's part of
like reach.
But real
what
quick,
it looks like.
What do you think this means for Netflix though? Like
huge.
Something like this,
huge.
Yeah, I get opened the floodgate for a lot more of it because that was a really big event.
Think about
too.
it already.
They had a lot of guys out there.
Check it out.
Your boy was out there, Dana White.
Oh hell yeah! His was actually pretty bad too.
His was horrendous.
Yeah, but he was in the right crowd.
It was stupid.
Yeah. But who cares? He did
like,
it.
Oh, you liberals! Shut up, bro.
Oh, that was
sit down.
miss. That was a heavy miss.
Sit the hell down.
It's all good. He tried.
No, he didn't.
He took a shot.
No, he's stupid.
Yeah,
he's
definitely
writers.
not stupid.
He's stupid for saying that in front of that crowd.
He's not a professional comedian.
Then get better writers. Know your crowd. Read the room.
And that's another one that I want. Exactly. I want to know who wrote for each one of those guys too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
who packaged it together. Like did I come up with this Belichick joke and then we just all put it in there for them?
No,
it was pretty well done, to be honest.
It's all right.
I want to know how long it took them to put that together.
But for Netflix, when you're saying that, the Jake Paul fight, Tyson fights on Netflix too.
Yeah, and they're promoting.
So they're going at it, bro. Like right now, and this was streamed live too. I didn't watch it live.
Yeah, it was live,
yeah. So I think this is going to be a big thing for them to continue these roasts on their live because they've kind of become the premium comedy place right now, as far as all the other platforms
with
are concerned.
Kevin Hart as their poster child.
Oh yeah, I guess
that guy runs Netflix, yo.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, it's just like
I guess the next one would be HBO.
Everybody's comedy specials on there, right? Like that's where
everybody.
Which is so.
But I swear to God, this guy's like 45 movies on there.
He also makes 45 movies a day.
Touche. But yeah, if you haven't seen it already, the Tom Brady roast on Netflix, go check it out.
Yeah, we got to put a disclaimer before we post this whole thing.
Oh, the what?
We just gave a
what do you call this again?
But there's a lot more jokes that we didn't even talk about.
Spoiler alerts. Yeah, spoiler alert.
There you go. Yeah.
SUP spoiler alert.
Yeah. Only going up this year.
But on that note,
Bill Belichick's got more videos with the other team playing than Diddy.
Oh, the last one. The black receiver, because Randy Moss is the one black receiver that he had, Joe.
Man, that was good. Yeah, shout out to all of them. That was great. That's probably one of the best roasts. That was one of the best roasts.
It's pretty good.
One of these days. One of these days, one of us have to do it.
Only going up this year.
You know, whoever loses the jerk chicken challenge gets roasted.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose.
Only going up this year.
All right, man. The weather's getting warm too, eh? So
it's literally gonna
barbecue
be
season.
I just feel like
hey, weather's getting warm, barbecue season. So I'm ready to.
We
go
need the
whenever.
judges. So far, we got me and Face as judges. We need like
I'm ready
3 more.
Whenever.
So there's just like non-bias.
Call the weekend and I'm there.
Yo, first person to leave a comment or share
is the third
or
judge.
a like could volunteer as a judge. We're gonna need some more judges.
Yeah, and John knows, stop linking me under ones, yo.
Say it again.
Stop linking me under ones.
Leave a comment if you want to be a judge for this jerk chicken jerk off pause.
That part.
Only going up this year.
But yes, this was another episode of Speak Your Perspective. Again, before you go, hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. What?
Shout out to Philly Hats in Montreal.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
You had to come up with that today, huh?
Yeah.
All right, yo. And until next week, then, hit you with the chimes.